Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
It's starting to cool off here in New York City. Still not fall weather, but we'll take it compared to the last 2 days. And I'll tell you what, this is the rubber game, so we don't have to drum up interest on this. It should be a good game here at Yankee Stadium. Crowd filing in as today the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Oakland Athletics in the rubber game of a 3-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball. Along with Paul O'Neill, I'm Michael Kay. Yankees won big on Friday. Yesterday, they took a tough loss, 4-3, and today they will try to win this series against the A's. Let's take a look at this pitching matchup. It's an interesting one, brought to you by the New York Lottery. Gio Gonzalez is going to go for the A's. He's 9-6 with a 2.33. Bartolo Colon for the Yankees, 6-6, 3.34. And Paul, last time out, Colon did very well.
Well, it's the closest he's been to getting back the way he was before his hamstring injury. He had a terrible start before this, but when he got to Tampa Bay, it looked like his movement was back. It looked like his velocity was back. 9 strikeouts, which is a season high for him. They need to get him back. Their pitching is kind of mixed up now on who the new 2, 3, 4 guys are. Bartolo Colon has a chance to do that.
I'll tell you what, if you take a look at these 2 guys, Paul, Colon and Garcia, they have been finds for the Yankees. Look at the numbers on Colon. The record's not great. The ERA is sparkling. Freddie Garcia, his ERA is even better. 8.87 is the record. They pitched a little bit of bad luck, but they've given the Yankees more than they could have hoped for from the 4th and 5th spots in the rotation. They have been outstanding. You know, Nick Swisher's been outstanding as well. Slow start for him, but since then he has been raking and he has been carrying this Yankee offense. He's been unbelievable. When we come back, Paul O'Neill will break down what he's done in this series. That's next on Yes.
Hey!
Yo, where's Roscoe? Where's Roscoe?
Where's Roscoe?
Where's Roscoe? Hey, where's Roscoe? He's working!
Roscoe the bedbug dog inspects everywhere, and Bell Environmental uses chemical-free instant freeze to treat homes and offices. Safe and thorough bedbug solutions that work in any environment.
Whether you're buying your first digital camera or have been a Shutterbug for years, 17th Street Photo is the right camera store for you. Come in and see our entire selection of Nikon cameras. The Nikon D3100, complete with an 18 to 55mm VR lens for only $699.95. Nikon's Coolpix S4100, 3-inch high-res touch panel color display and HD movie, $139.95. Nikon Inc. USA limited warranty included. So come see us at 17th Street Photo, the camera store with a personal touch.
Getting to the airport can be stress-free. Just call the 77s of Dial 7 Car and Limousine Service and let us get you there on time and smiling. Whether you're going to LaGuardia, Kennedy, Newark, or riding around town, Dial 7 saves you time and money. We've got a bold new look, and we're the best ride in town. Dial 7 Car and Limousine Service, 777-7777.
Welcome back to Yankees Baseball. Everybody, a couple of moments away from the first pitch between the Yankees and the Oakland A's, the rubber game of this 3-game set. Guy who's really been a stalwart for the Yankees in their lineup has been Nick Swisher. Since the All-Star break, he's been amazing. In 10 games, 351, 2 home runs, 8 runs batted in, and 8 runs scored. And without Alex Rodriguez, he's so important for this lineup. And Paul, in this series, he's the guy who's giving them the home runs.
Well, yeah, on the first night he got the big 3-run home run that kind of turned the game around and really opened the floodgates. You see that, didn't even know that he got that ball. It ended up in the Yankee bullpen. But yesterday's the home run you want to talk about, Michael. You said it dotted the eye out there, but this is a home run that we haven't seen much in Yankee Stadium, hitting the facing of the upper deck. Nick Swisher, for the last month or so, has been much more consistent, much better hitter. He would love to try to even out the left side, right side thing, because with Alex Rodriguez out, obviously the right side is going to be very good for the Yankees.
Bottom line, he started off slowly. He has certainly turned it on of late. So the Yankees and the A's go at it. Rubber game, as we mentioned. When we come back, lineups, first pitch, baseball next, right here on Yes.
A leader gives more than anyone else. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Escape with better fuel economy than RAV4 or CRV for an incredible $179 a month. Just $179. Most MPG, most value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
A true leader stays ahead of the competition. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Edge with best fuel economy in its class for an amazing $199 a month. Just $199. Best mileage, best value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Congratulations to Derek Jeter on becoming the newest member of the 3,000 Hit Club. Become a Yankees Universe Rookie member and receive a limited edition Derek Jeter bobblehead. This 5-inch bobblehead is only available as part of the Universe Rookie package and is a must-have for every fan's collection. Members will also receive the other items offered in the Rookie package, including a Yankees Universe t-shirt and a customized membership card. Join Yankees Universe today by calling 800-GO-YANKS or by visiting yankees.com/universe.
Toyota has so many different models to choose from. You'd be surprised how easy it is to find something perfect for you. And right now is the time to shop, while selection is great and so are the deals. What you want, only better. For a limited time, get 0% APR on 7 of your favorite Toyota models, like 0% APR for 60 months on Corolla or 0% APR for 60 months on Camry. Toyota.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by 5-Hour Energy. Hours of energy now, no crash later. By Domino's. Order at Domino's.com and see the progress of your order in real time with Domino's Tracker. And by Raymore and Flanagan, furnishing your style with guaranteed delivery in 3 days or less. A little overcast here at Yankee Stadium. There's some rain in the forecast for later on, but say 4:30, 5 o'clock, so hopefully we'll get this game in before it can be affected by rain. Bartolo Colon is on the mound taking his warm-up tosses. Let's take a look now at the A's starting lineup, which is presented by our good friends at HP. Jamal Weeks, the second baseman, will lead off batting second and playing center. Coco Crisp. Hideki Matsui, the DH, will hit third. Cleaning up, the left fielder Josh Willingham. David DeJesus in right field will bat fifth. Batting sixth and playing first base, Connor Jackson. Kurt Suzuki will catch. He'll bat seventh. Batting eighth and playing shortstop, Cliff Pennington. Our first look at Eric Sogard, the third baseman, batting ninth. Let's take a look at the numbers on Bartolo Colon, making a start for the Yankees after a good start against the Tampa Bay Rays. 17 games, 14 starts, 3.34 ERA. All the numbers are very good. Let's take a look now at the Jeep Pitchers Scouting Report.
Well, hard times. He's had an injury, but he started the season off 6-3 with a 2.82 ERA. His last 3 outings, 0-3 with a 6.39 ERA. So Bartolo's looking to turn that around. Could be worse. 9 of 11 of home runs given up this year have all been solo shots, which means he'll go after you. Nobody's on base. Late summer blues. This is a crazy one here, Michael. Has not recorded a win after July 5th since 2005.
Yeah, it's amazing. It has been a raising run. And since 2006, I think it is. 2005, he won the Cy Young. And it's been a long run for him in late summer. Let's do it here at the stadium. The first pitch is upstairs, and we're underway. So this is the game that will decide the series. Yankees won Friday. The A's won yesterday. And Colon deals. And a strike. And the count is even at 1-1. A's are 44-56. Jamal Weeks had a nice series so far against the Yankees. Rookie making his first appearance at Yankee Stadium and certainly has risen to the occasion.
Wow, that's the pitch right there. I mean, if Bartolo Colon can control that pitch right there to left-handed hitters, I mean, he can get through the game just throwing fastballs. Right there, you see the movement, and it's 91. I mean, he's able to get that when he's right up to 93, 94. Tough pitch for a lefty to handle.
Got the good fastball early, 94 miles an hour, with the four-seamer and the count 2-2. Be interesting to see how Colon bounces back. 105 pitches in his last start. That's the most he's had in a game since 2007. The 2-2. Strike three. There's that pitch. And Weeks down on strikes.
This 93 right there, and you know, he set that pitch up by, he threw it early in the count, but then he set it up by throwing a hard fastball away. all of a sudden you see Weeks looking out over here, and there it comes back over the inside corner. Good way to start the game. You know, Bartolo Colon, you say, threw a lot of pitches. He had a lot of strikeouts last game, and when he throws that good sinker, he can get a lot of first pitch outs. But when he throws that real good indoor, you know, on the corner, he's going to get strikeouts. That leads to long counts.
Coco Chris fouls it back, 93 miles an hour for Colon. Chris with a 4-game hitting streak. He's 7 for 17. Pitch outside, 1-1. A lot of people got worried with Colon's shaky start against Toronto, but he followed up with that one against the Rays. Against Toronto, just 2/3 of an inning. And in that game, he was a little tentative because of the previous injury to the hamstring. He was afraid to really stretch it out, but he told Joe Girardi, I have no pain, I'm fine. And he was much better the last time out, where he just let it fly.
That's something a veteran pitcher can get over. I mean, you have a horrible outing, you turn the page real quick. You know, you have a young pitcher who goes 2/3 of an inning and gives up a bunch of runs. All of a sudden, you can become a head case for your next 2 or 3 outings. And you see Colon turn the page, threw the ball well in Tampa. Back out on the mound today.
Lights are on here at the stadium because of the overcast nature of the sky. And Colon deals the 2-2. Swing and a miss.
Wow.
95 miles an hour. Well, the Yankee defense hasn't had to do much with the 2 strikeouts, but we'll take a look at it anyway. Brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. In the outfield, Andrew Jones, Curtis Granderson, Nick Swisher. That's left to right. Infield, Laird, second straight start. Nunez, because Derek Jeter's the DH today. Cano at second, Teixeira at first. Russell Martin behind the plate, and Bartolo Colon is on the mound.
You know, Bartolo Colon has 2 strikeouts, 2 outs, and he's thrown all fastballs. And is this going to be the day that he gets back to just, I mean, we did that one game. He threw 1 slider and had a shutout into the 7th inning. So it was a first breaking ball right there. All of a sudden, you remember Matsui hit a first pitch fastball for a home run yesterday. Kind of mixed it up.
The 0-1. Lined into left center field. It's a base hit. Andrew Jones cuts the ball off, gets it in quickly. So Matsui with a 2-out single against Colon. Now let's take a look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. 86 degrees, so it's out of the 90s, thank goodness. 59% humidity. The heat index, though, it feels like 91. It's cloudy and there's a chance of some thunderstorms. I feel like this. If it feels like 91, then it's 91.
Yeah, it's that same thing we went the other day. You know, it feels like the ball's coming out of my hand a little bit better, and I'm throwing 84. Well, whatever. You know, if it's the heat index is 100, it's 100. It's hot. Period.
Like the wind chill. If it feels like 20 below, it's 20 below.
If you're worried about the wind chill, you don't go outside. That's the way I look at it.
Josh Willingham with a big home run yesterday in the 3rd inning against A.J. Burnett, a 2-run shot. That gave the A's the lead they never relinquished. The 1-0. Shattered bat and looped towards shortstop. Nunez is there, and he steps on the bag to get Matsui, and that is it. No runs a hit, and 1 man left. A's, nothing, and the Yankees coming to bat.
This is my robot butler. Say I'm missing England. I type in E-N-G and he gives me a variety of options.
Would you like to have a look at a map, my lad?
Ah, why not?
Shall we check on the status of your knighthood?
Yes.
Again?
Yes, again, please. Thank you. With my digital manservant, I'll never be homesick again.
Would you like me to put the kettle on, sir?
No, I'd like you to get rid of that ostrich. It's been here a month.
Think, type, go with Just Type. Only on the new HP touchpad with WebOS.
Every day, Hyundai passes countless tests. Now comes the real test. What drivers like you think. Uncensored.
I can't believe this is a Hyundai.
Pure luxury at an affordable price. We have infinity on the run. I think I'm gonna trade in my truck for this. Wow, this is a bad hombre right here.
I want this car.
But will we pass your test? Check out the Santa Fe and let us know what you think.
Your opinion might be even better. Get a $269 lease on the 2011 Santa Fe. But only at your local Hyundai dealer.
Well, the Yankee offense sees that Bartolo Colon has his good stuff today. This is what they'll do against Gio Gonzalez. The starting lineup is presented by HP. That guy's going to lead off, Derek Jeter, but the captain is the DH today. Curtis Granderson in center field will bat second. Batting third, playing first base, Mark Teixeira. Robinson Cano at second will clean up. Batting fifth, the right fielder Nick Swisher. Russell Martin will catch. He'll bat sixth. Andrew Jones, the left fielder, is going to bat seventh. The number 8 hitter, the shortstop Eduardo Nunez, and Brandon Laird, the third baseman, will bat ninth. So let's see the numbers on Gio Gonzalez, another one of the good young starters that the A's have. And the numbers are good. 19 starts, 9 and 6, 2.33, 96 hits in 120 innings. Opponents hit just 217 against Gonzalez. Let's take a look now at the Jeep pitcher scouting report.
Well, better with time. I mean, from the 5th inning on, he has a 1.23 ERA. So you better get him early. Before that, it's only 2.9, so he's pretty much just a good pitcher. Buckle down. This is a good stat for a pitcher to know. 0 for 17 with runners on base spanning his last 2 starts. They just don't hit him. And no support. In 6 of his losses this year, combined 9 runs. He's received two or fewer runs of support in 11 of his 20 starts. You could say that for the whole pitching staff, but he's even worse. They just do not score in runs.
And the left-hander deals to Jeter. Swing and a miss. Hey, how about Jeter? Since he came back from the DL with the calf injury, hitting .333 with a .382 on-base percentage. 15 games, 7 extra base hits. In the 62 games before that, before he went on the DL, he had 12 extra base hits. So maybe the rest did him well. Those are those numbers. Before the injury, he's hitting .260.
I think, Derek, I mean, it was a fun thing to go through. Obviously, the fan support and the media support, but got to be somewhat relieved that 3,000 is over with and he can go on with the season.
Derek had 3 hits yesterday. The 2-1. In off the hands.
Look at Gio Gonzalez. I mean, he's got great stuff. He's able to throw the fastball in fastball counts and still get it in on hitters. He's always throw one breaking ball. He'll throw it to the back foot of the righties. He's got great stuff. He'll throw a changeup, but it's his 3rd best pitch. So fastball, curveball is what he's going to go with most of the time.
2-2. Foul back. 95 miles an hour.
Yeah, I mean, that ball right there down the middle of the plate, but still at 95. And you've kind of set up now that you could bring something in, whether it be a breaking ball or a fastball. Big break, too. Once in a while when you're hitting and you're in a count like this 2-2, you fouled off a couple pitches and through your mind you're going, my God, this guy's nasty. How am I going to hit him?
Count 3-2.
That's what you do. You battle, you take a pitch there. All of a sudden you get a full count. You should get a fastball to hit.
Goes full counts on a lot of people. 17% of the batters he faces. Major league average is 12.5%. Jeter could not hold up.
That pitch right there had a little cut on it. 94. Tough pitch.
Let's take a look at the A's defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealers. Willingham, Crisp, and DeJesus left to right in the outfield. Sogard, Pennington, Weeks, and Jackson third to first. In the infield, Suzuki, the day off yesterday, back behind the plate, and Gio Gonzalez is on the mound.
Did you see Sogard's picture? You know, you look at the players' pictures on the screen, and all of a sudden you look up real quick, and if you don't know him, you're like, wow, is he the player? He looks like a bat boy. He looks young. He had his glasses on. Good young player, though.
Their pitcher on Friday, Trevor Cahill, looked very young as well. There's a strike. Granderson is 1 for his last 14. His average is dipped to 266. There he is. There's Eric Sogard. Granderson has 10 home runs against lefties this year. His previous high was 5. That was in 2008.
Tell you what, that's so effective for a lefty to be able to throw a left-hander a strike on the inside corner. Now it really opens up the outside corner because you have to be so quick because you pick up the ball late anyway from a left-handed pitcher. Tell you what, Gio Gonzalez, you can tell he came out of the bullpen throwing hard. 95 with a big breaking ball.
Three-two. Well, he looks good, and so does Colon early. Both of them have rung up 2 strikeouts in the first inning. IOTV offers incredible HD picture and sound. Get the best in HD free. IOTV is the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes. This one of these days, Paul, that you're happy to be up here?
Yeah, especially on this end. I mean, I faced Bartolo Colon, and he's tough, but he was right-handed where I could see the ball a little bit. Gonzalez, to me, from the left side, looks like he could just be miserable because he can throw the fastball by you, and he has a big break, and it's not a big slow break. It's a big, hard curveball. I mean, he's an all-star. He made the all-star team this year, so we talk about the trade deadlines and some of the guys that might be moving. This is one guy that won't be moving. This is a guy that you kind of build rotations around, guys that have this good of stuff.
Teixeira's had some success against Gonzalez, 4 for 11 with a home run. And Mark, 5 hits in his last 19 at-bats. Foul back. This is how good Gonzalez is. He's 4th in the AL in ERA. Now, Joe Girardi has a good theory on that. He said, you look at a lot of the top ERAs and team ERAs, and they're in the West. He said, I think a lot of it has to do with all of the ballparks, except for Texas, play really big. Seattle plays big. Oakland plays big. And he said Anaheim at night plays very big. That one's popped up. Connor Jackson in foul territory will put it away. And Gio Gonzalez pitches a 1-2-3 first inning. Through 1 here at the stadium. Yankees nothing and the A's nothing on Yes.
I've been sober for 90 days.
You got to get him back on track and fast.
I've been on lockdown for 3 months. I need some excitement.
Now you're talking.
Who's ready for teacups and it's a small world?
That is shocking.
I kind of like it.
Friendship comes first. We will all prevail.
Entourage, the final season. Tonight at 10:30 p.m., 9:30 Central. Only on HBO.
Hey, New York singles, call Lava Life Voice and you could win a trip for 2 to the Dominican Republic just by picking up your phone. It's as easy as call, talk, win. Call Lava Life Voice anytime during the month of July, then talk and flirt with exciting local singles. The more time you spend on Lava Life Voice, the more chances you have to win a trip for 2 to a 4-star resort in Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. And who knows, you just might find someone to take with you. Call Lava Life Voice now for your chance to win.
Nat Geo Wild is the new network that gets closer to the animals everyone else is running away from. This summer, one man is looking for the planet's most perfect predators. And he's willing to pay for the privilege in blood, sweat, and cheers.
Amazing! Wow!
Deadly 60 premieres Monday at 10 on the new TV network Nat Geo Wild. NatGeoWild.com.
Hey, it's time for the Toyota text poll. Today's question is, which of these activities is your favorite way to beat the heat? You can text your vote to 58772. Standard text messaging rates apply. Here are your choices. Is it number 1, go to the beach? Number 2, eat ice cream? 3, movies? 4, stay indoors with AC? Or 5, a swimming pool or a water park? We'll find out which way you beat the heat this last week.
You're only allowed to vote for one of those, right?
I guess so. You know, ice cream in an air-conditioned room, that might be the way to go.
It goes well. The water park thing kind of confuses me because even though you're there, is there anything worse than standing in line when it's 100 outside waiting for a ride or something?
Not a good thing. I beat the Heat last night going to the movies, and you got me in trouble.
Of course, I always get you
because you were texting me, and I have the
because you didn't show up for dinner.
Right, so I was opening up during the movie and reading the text, and this woman next to me said, "You're disturbing me." I said, "What?"
I say that all the time too. You're disturbing me.
There's a strike. Want to see Friends with Benefits?
I'll go see that.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good.
I'll tell you one thing though. It's actually kind of funny, and I've already told you kind of the punchlines. You said, "What number was that you sent me a picture from?" Because I sent a picture of Frank and I just to say, "Hey, we missed you at dinner." Frank and Mary were sitting there, and I said, "Well, that was my daughter's phone because my phone doesn't do pictures, so I had to take a picture and have her send it to you. Then I text you from my number."
Well, I got nervous because I see a number I don't recognize. You don't know if you're going to open it up, it's going to be a virus, but I took a chance. The 2-2. Hot shot to first. There's Teixeira. He has really been flashing some leather in this series, one away. De Jesus retired.
And it's all about fundamentals. See the balance there? He's down on the ball, even gets kind of a bad hop.
It's going to be interesting with the Gold Glove this year. You know, Mark has won it the last couple of years, and he's highly deserving of it. But now you have Adrian Gonzalez with the Red Sox, who's very, very good at first, and Casey Kochman with the Rays is outstanding. I mean, you got a lot of good first basemen in the American League. We'll see how the vote goes this year.
Kochman's really had a reversal of it. I mean, to come back and hit the way he did. And the story behind it, he had a virus in his eye or something where he didn't see well last year, the last couple of years, but good story. And a lot of times when you think about the Gold Glove, you know, the offensive numbers, they shouldn't, but they do come into play. So Gonzalez, Kochman, Teixeira, all, you know, doing things offensively also.
Here's the fielding percentage in the American League. Some of the real good first basemen. Adam Lynn's done a good job transferring over to first. Konerko is having a very good offensive season as well. Adrian Gonzalez, you know his story. Mark Teixeira and Casey Kochman, I think, has made one error. But the error doesn't always tell the story. I mean, you have to watch a first baseman every day.
Right.
See the errors they save their other infielders, how they move around the bag.
See the balls you get to.
Yeah, you might not have an error if you don't have range.
Right.
Yeah, Teixeira's outstanding. Connor Jackson 5 for his last 16. Here's the 2-2. Driven to center field. Granderson in dead center will make the play for the second inning. Today's closed captioning brought to you by Verizon Wireless.
Colon went to the slider there, so it's not going to be a dead fastball day, but he does have his good fastball. He's shown that he can throw that two-seamer in on lefties. Mid-90s with the four-seamer.
Pitch to Kurt Suzuki is low, 1-0. Great game against Oakland on May 30th, as you see. Broken bat, fly ball down the left field line. That's going to dunk in for a base hit. Cutting over is Andrew Jones, and he'll fire the ball into third as Kurt Suzuki picks up a two-out double.
Once in a while, as a pitcher, you get in on a guy, you do everything you can. There's a problem with wood bats, they break, the ball doesn't carry as much. Kind of dunks in there. Tell you what, after that game he had on Thursday night, he deserves a cheap hit. Or Friday night, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he had that long day behind the plate. Got hurt behind the plate on a foul ball.
Couple wild pitches, guys were throwing them to the screen, 17 runs. That's a tough day for a catcher.
There's Pennington, and there's a strike. Pennington has a 7-game hitting streak, 11 for 27. Asking a couple of guys yesterday about the heat, whether it was hotter on Friday night or yesterday afternoon. And Joe Girardi told me, he said the last 2 innings yesterday, he said it was oppressive.
Yeah.
He said it was really tough.
Well, you said, I think you even said it, like in the 8th inning, it said, you know, the sun is starting to break through, and all of a sudden, even the help at Yankee Stadium blew hot.
The 0-2. Scooped into right field. Coming on is Swisher. He can't make the play. Here's the throw. Suzuki's coming home. And the ball gets past Martin. As Pennington will move to second, and the A's have a 1-0 lead. Ball and runner arrived at the same time, and Martin could not handle it.
And the only problem with Nick Swisher, he comes in so hard that you can't really get your feet under you. And you see that it's kind of a short hop to Russell Martin. So he actually tried to play it back, tried to take it back. Ball looked like it just kind of skipped on him. Good play. Nick Swisher did everything he could. I just think he got Russell Martin kind of got handcuffed with a bad hop. Definitely had him at the plate.
Boy, he had him by plenty. Here's Eric Sogard.
That's a play I think as a fan that you kind of need every once in a while. Those plays at the plate, you can even tell by when you start to announce them. That's one of the most exciting plays in baseball, really.
Well, there's some talk this year after Buster Posey got hurt about eliminating collisions. Are you down with that, or you think that that's part of the game?
No, and if you even listen to some of the comments from catchers, I mean, it is part of the game. And if they're allowed to block the plate, then obviously you have to be able to try to get to the plate. The thing is, it's the bang-bang play that, you know, if you're blocking the plate when the guy's 20 feet, who cares? The guy won't hit you. But
that one is drilled into right center field. That's going to be a base hit. Splits the outfielders and goes to the wall. Pennington will score. Sogard's going to stop at second with an RBI double. It is 2-0 Oakland.
you know, this is a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, and you see that one ran back out over the plate. I don't understand. The first inning he had so much success just going at people with the hard stuff. Now he's mixing in change-ups and sliders, and now you start missing with the fastball a little bit. I understand you need to mix your pitches in, but, you know, when you blow guys away in the first inning with nothing but fastballs, there's no reason to come out in the second inning and think that you need to get your slider and your changeup into the game.
I've heard so many great pitchers say if you can get through the lineup once just throwing fastballs, you don't have to unveil anything until the second time you see a guy.
Yeah, I used to hate to face Pedro Martinez and know that, you know, it was 0-0 in the third, and he really hadn't started to break out his changeup yet because he's a completely different pitcher. You see, starting off with the slider there.
The youngster Weeks 13 for 31, 419 with runners in scoring position. When you talk about fastballs, and you know, you mentioned the one game we did earlier this year. It was the seventh inning. I think he threw one breaking ball.
One breaking ball, and I think it was a ball, and he had a shutout. I mean, it was two-seamer, four-seamer, just to both corners of the plate.
We'll break out the two-seamer, the four-seamer, and you could say those are different pitches, but essentially it's the fastball. When you start throwing breaking balls, and then you're entering a different realm. So this all happens after a broken bat double by Suzuki. The 0-2 to Weeks. Foul back.
Weeks, you can't say enough. I mean, to be impressed is we have 3 days of seeing this youngster. He defensively, offensively, athletically, he does a lot of things out on this field. He's going to become a good player.
That one is looped into center field, and Granderson makes a play, and that'll do it. But with 2 outs, 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 man left. Go to the bottom of the second, 2-0 Oakland.
The New York Yankees are great moments.
Swung on and line to left field. Down the line, it is gone. It's a walk-off by Mark Teixeira.
Fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Monday, July 25th, when the Yankees take on the Seattle Mariners. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees batting helmet bank, courtesy of Seton Hall University Strikeouts for Scholarships.
The New York Yankees, a proud tradition, a legendary history.
Sam begged and pleaded, so I sent him to camp. We'd earn lots of points with our new city thank you card, and I put them to good use. He told me about his bunkmates and how he signs up for every activity. He even hangs out with the camp director.
Just like that.
The new City Thank You Premier Card gives you more ways to earn points. What's your story? City can help you write it.
70 years of capability and freedom. That's a milestone we didn't get to by taking shortcuts. The 2011 Jeep vehicle lineup, remarkable 4x4 fuel economy, upgraded interiors, uncompromised craftsmanship and off-road capability. But here's one shortcut we think you should take. Get to the Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram summer clearance event now.
Sign and drive Jeep Wrangler Sport 4x4 with 0 down, 0 due at signing, and 0 first month's payment for well-qualified lessees.
There's no better way to start your day than with a cup of America's favorite coffee, Dunkin' Donuts. You can also be the life of any gathering with a Dunkin' Donut like the new star-shaped Captain America donut. What are you waiting for? Share the happiness of 6 Dunkin' Donuts for $3.99 today. America runs on Dunkin', plus applicable taxes. Participation may vary, limited time only. Well, they knew who was announcing today, Paul.
Yeah, well, I mean, you step away, you come back, you got a box of donuts in front of you. It's
Which one you going for? The Captain America one?
No, I'm going to go right here.
Little chocolate?
Little chocolate cake donut.
Right, enjoy that. Good stuff. Thanks to the people at Dunkin' Donuts.
Just a little taster.
Just a little bit, yeah. That'll be gone by the
keep the other 11 for you there, big fella.
Here's Cano. The pitch is high, 1-0. So Gio Gonzalez has a 2-0 lead. The 1-0. Fouled away. Sign of a good pitcher, 1.45 ERA in innings immediately following run-scoring innings by the A's. Now, we saw yesterday AJ's innings after the Yankees score. It's almost a 6 ERA. You got to shut down the other team when your team scores. The 2-1. Fouled away.
You can see Yankee hitters. I mean, fastball. It's almost like you're trying to catch up to it, whether it's a strike or a ball, and that just shows you what live fastball that he has. Nothing looks on. I mean, this is Robbie Cano, one of the better hitters in the league, and you see it's it's like a catch-up game. The ball's got life to it. It's like you're really not on anything.
Swing and a miss. Very rarely do you see Cano wave at a pitch like that. Third strikeout for Gonzalez.
Again, you bust in with a couple fastballs, and then you throw this hard curveball, and from a left-handed hitter you don't pick up the spin until it's halfway there. You realize it's a breaking ball and it's out of the zone.
Now here's Gio Gonzalez against Nick Swisher, and these two are tied together because the A's got Gio Gonzalez from the White Sox in a deal for Nick Swisher. And what a deal it was for the A's. Nick Swisher, a former #1 draft pick for the A's in 2002. We get all that. He had a couple of good years with Oakland, and he grounds that one to short. But the A's traded him to the White Sox for, get this, Gio Gonzalez, Faustino de los Santos, who we saw on Friday, and he throws gas, and Ryan Sweeney, who's a pretty serviceable outfielder.
Right.
That's not a bad deal for the A's, and the way it worked out for the White Sox, well, Nick and Ozzie Guillen really didn't click, and Nick, I think, hit 219, and then the Yankees traded him, and he's kind of turned it around here in New York, but that was a great deal for Oakland.
I was talking to Mike Gallego before the game, and he was that De Los Santos. I mean, he was down in the minor leagues throwing that. I mean, to have that kind of stuff and not make the team. I mean, it just shows you what type of arms they have as starters and in the bullpen. I mean, You're right. He came in throwing 97 the other night with a great slider.
Ron Romanek, the pitching coach. He's going to get a lot of accolades because they can pitch, bullpen and starters. Hot shot up the middle. It's a base hit. Yankees' first base runner of the game.
The last couple of days, Russell Martin seems to be kind of centering the ball up the middle. Good way to try to turn things around. Don't try to pull home runs. The ball hit right back up the middle. Kind of, you know, it keeps you in there, keeps that front shoulder in there. Don't pull off the ball.
Here's Andrew Jones starting against the left-hander. They give Brett Gardner the day off.
Now you talk about Brett Gardner and, you know, should he play every day or not? I mean, this is a day where, you know, you could give Brett Gardner a day off. This is considered a tough lefty. Now, when I was in the position where, you know, you got some days off, it was always against a tough lefty. You don't mind sitting out once in a while, but you do battle to be able to play against the everyday lefties. Gio Gonzalez is in a different class.
Count 1-1. He's hit lefties okay. 6 for his last 12, 281 overall. But as Paul said, this is not your garden variety lefty.
Wow.
Now, if you're Andrew Jones and you don't play a lot, all of a sudden this is the guy you have to face.
Yeah.
It's also a tough go for him.
I mean, he's a fastball hitter, but again, Gonzalez has a type of fastball he can throw by you, and if he can throw that strike, that curveball for a strike, it'll be a very tough day for Andrew also.
Andrew 1 for 9 lifetime against Gonzalez. Runner goes, pitches inside, throw to second. Stolen base for Russell Martin. Gonzalez has been involved with some high-profile people in trades. His first trade, White Sox to the Phillies. It was in the Jim Thome trade. Then the Phillies to the White Sox in the Freddie Garcia trade. And then the White Sox to the A's in the Nick Swisher trade. Which begs the question, Paul, how do 3 teams trade him?
I'm thinking the same thing. You get a young left-hander with an arm like this. And obviously every one of those trades got big names in them. And you know that organizations are going to be after guys like this. But I tell you, if I have him, like I said, you know, a lot of guys will be moving possibly on this Oakland team before the trade deadline. A few guys that are on the wire and whatever, but Gio Gonzalez not being one of them.
White Sox traded him twice. He was a #1 draft pick in 2004 from Hialeah, Florida. Then they traded him to the Phillies, then the Phillies back to the White Sox, and the White Sox to the A's. Yeah. Here's the 2-2. That one is drilled into left center field. Is it going to dunk in? Yes, it will, in front of Crisp. That's going to score Russell Martin. An RBI single for Andrew Jones. Yankees on the board, 2-1. A's lead.
Really his first mistake of the game. He hung a breaking ball to Andrew Jones. Actually got in on him a little bit. That's why it fell in. But that breaking ball didn't have the bite that the others did. Broke a streak. That pregame scouting report of 0 for 17, guys. So finally gives up a hit. The man on base. Yankees right back in the game.
Here's Eduardo Nunez. 4 hits in his last 22 at-bats. He's at .261 with 3 homers and 20 ribbies. Pitch outside from Gonzalez.
This goes to show you as a hitter, I mean, no matter what type of, you know, your first at bat, what type of stuff the guy has, you got to block it out because they make mistakes. As good as he is, I mean, that was really his first big mistake of the game, and it cost him a run. So a hitter, You stay in there, you stay with him every single at bat until they start making some mistakes, and basically hitting comes down to hitting the mistakes that the pitchers make.
That one is looped into shallow left field. And that's going to be caught there by Willingham. Nice play. Basket catch. He hauls it in for the final out. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left. We go to the third. 2-1 A's.
The Yankees pay tribute to some truly inspirational people as they kick off their 3rd annual Hope Week. Tomorrow, tune in for the Tri-State Ford pregame and get a preview of this year's hope-filled heroes. Then the action heats up as the Bombers take on the Mariners. Complete coverage starts tomorrow at 6, only on Yes.
Trust me.
I put a spell on you because you're mine.
The Buick LaCrosse. One look will change your view of luxury. See for yourself why thousands are changing to Buick every month. During the Buick Summer Event, lease this 2011 Buick LaCrosse CX for $279 per month.
I wish I lived in the golden age, giving it up on the Broadway stage. Hang with the rats and smoke cigars, have a break with Frank and count the stars. Dress to the nines with hair to match, shiny jewels, casino cash. Tapping feet wanna take the lead, a jet bag and time is all I need. Oh, sing it out loud, gon' get back honey. Sing it out loud, get away with me.
In a sports sedan, you want technological supremacy and fuel-sipping efficiency. And you'll get it all in the Mazda 3. But what you really need are fanatical engineers who make Mazda 3 seriously fun to drive. Because if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. We build Mazdas. What do you drive? Now, lease the Mazda 3 for only $149 a month during Mazda Summer Drive.
Let's look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by Accel Express. Enjoy the journey. Mariners coming to town for 3 games. Wednesday's a day game. Thursday's an off day. Then 4 games against the Orioles with a day-night doubleheader on Saturday. Then the Yankees hit the road for 4 games against the White Sox and 3 against the Red Sox. Red Sox now have a 3-game lead over the Yankees in the American League East. That one is chopped to short. And they just get the hustling crisp for the first out. That'll bring up Hideki Matsui. His first time up, he singled to left field. But check this out, Paul. He just miscalculates where the bag is. Just misses it completely. Then goes back. And, of course, if you do something like this in front of Jeter, he's going to let you hear it. The bag's right there.
Right, they haven't moved the bag.
He was very, very well liked in the 7 years he spent here with the Yankees.
You know, it's so neat to even watch his first at bat of the series. I mean, the New York fans still appreciate him. I mean, hit a big home run yesterday, and I actually heard people clapping. I mean, they still, you know, love guys that help them win.
I don't know what those are. I've seen them the entire series.
I don't know what they. I know one thing. I don't know what they say.
That one is dunked into left field. It's a base hit. Now we have somebody on our staff that speaks Japanese. It says Matsui, but it's 2 letters. The left is Matsu and the right is E. We're told Matsui.
What don't we have? We got somebody that truck that speaks Japanese, huh?
We got that. Susan Hamaker speaks Japanese. She does a great job on our graphics. And we got Yesmo. We got it covered.
To this point. Got to stay updated, too, you know.
Here's Josh Willingham. They are not holding Matsui on. Teixeira's playing behind him.
You were talking about the combined Japanese and American that Matsui hit his over 500 home runs now. Next series we have Ichiro coming in. Combined, he's already over 3,000 hits. Japan and the U.S. Shows you the type of players that they brought over at that time. I mean, just good, solid players.
He might end up getting 3,000 hits
here
in the States, and he came here at, you know, I think he was 2001. I think he was maybe 28. I could be wrong, but he did not come here at a very young age. Count 1 and 2. Mariners are coming in, and coming into today, they've lost 14 in a row. And they have a 2-0 lead over the Red Sox in the top of the first. So he was 28 when he got here, Suzuki.
Tell you what, he's put up a lot of good numbers since he's been there. You just assume, and this year's a little bit different. You look at his numbers and you kind of shake your head. You just assume that he's over 300. Is he going to get 200 hits? Loves to play every day.
His average going into today is only 266.
Yeah.
Amazing. 200 or more hits in all 10 major league seasons. That one's grounded, foul.
Michael, I got to tell you, we got bubbles floating around out here.
Yeah, I see.
Where are
Bubbles
those
on the upper
coming
deck,
from?
I guess.
Huh?
There's a bubble. I would say you'd have to be a completely miserable person not to like bubbles. Have you ever met somebody who didn't like a bubble?
Or the big one. Have you seen the big ones now? That you got the wand and you just like go back and forth and you get the huge bubbles.
Look, the bubbles brighten up the presses.
Adds something to everything, doesn't it?
Beautiful. There's the culprit.
There he is.
Grounded to third. Let's see if they can turn two. There's one, and there's two. Laird starts a 5-4-3 double play. And that kind of bursts the A's bubble. We go to the bottom of the third. A's 2, Yankees 1.
Introducing the Schwab mobile app. It's Schwab at your fingertips wherever, whenever you want. One login lets you monitor all of your balances and transfer between accounts so your money can move as fast as you do. Check out your portfolio, track the market with live updates, and execute trades anywhere and anytime the inspiration hits you. Even deposit checks right from your phone. Just take a picture, hit deposit, and you're done. Open an account today and put Schwab Mobile to work for you.
The New York Yankees are great moments.
There it goes! See ya! A long home run off the bat of Granderson.
Fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Tuesday, August 9th, when the Yankees take on the Angels. The first 18,000 guests 14 and younger will receive a Yankees Back to School set, courtesy of P.C. Richard & Son.
The New York Yankees, a proud tradition, a legendary history.
School is now in jam session. Rock out with Beats Audio, quad speakers, and Blu-ray at a price that will blow you away. Only on the HP DV6T. Get it at your favorite retailer or hpdirect.com.
It is time for the GE Capital Partner Play. Great partnerships are built on trust at GE Capital. We prove that every day.
I tell you what, if you give Robbie Cano a good feed at second base, it's a double play. How natural and easy that looks. have to hurry anything because you can get the ball over there so quick.
Little 5-4-3 started by Laird. And Laird will start off the bottom of the third inning. Laird got a base hit on Friday, first RBI, but yesterday he was 0 for 3, had a couple of opportunities, one time with the bases loaded, but getting the second straight start at third. Count 1-1. Grounded sharply to short. Pennington backhands and drops the ball, and Laird will reach on the E6.
Watch what happens here. Ball hit well up. All of a sudden you don't get the handle. Thing comes up. All of a sudden the transition doesn't quite get in the hand. When you're a fielder and you've made an error, you're like holding your breath, just hoping you can get through this inning without that error costing somebody a run.
Here's Jeter. He struck out in the first inning. He's having a good month of July. 21 for 64. That's 328, including 6 doubles. And of course that home run, which was hit number 3,000. When he got that hit that way, did it surprise you, Paul?
Not really. I mean, it's the way his career's been. I mean, the things that he does, the things that he accomplished, it's always kind of on a, not only on the grand stage in New York, but kind of script written.
Count 2-0.
And when you see that he's a couple away, and you see that David Price is pitching that day from the Rays, one of the power pitchers of the league, you don't expect a 5-for-5 day with the 3,000 hit being a home run. I mean, it's you couldn't have written it up any better.
Now, when he came up in 95, you were there. You guys were in a stretch run. But when he came up, it was in May. I'm not going to ask you a silly question like, did you think he'd get 3,000 hits? Did you think he could be a star player? Did he look anything like that?
Well, I mean, he was a young kid, obviously, and then he came back up to watch during the playoffs. I remember his attitude. He had a great attitude, great energy. But I don't think anybody really noticed that he could be a star until probably the middle of '96, because he gets off to a great start. He looks great when he starts as a shortstop. But by the middle of the year, you start to notice that, you know, it's just not a great start. It's just not a, you know, kind of a blip thing that, you know, this kid can play. His instincts are tremendous. He's a great base runner. Just everything that goes along with being a great hitter and a great fielder. And I think by the middle of 1996, Joe Torre included, and the teammates figured out Derek Jeter's going to be a great player.
Takes that pitch just off the inside corner. Do the Yankees send Laird here with 3-2? Derek does strike out. Nobody out. Bottom of the third. Derek struck out in the first.
Gonzalez being a strikeout pitcher.
They send him. Foul back. You would not have sent him, right?
Well, you know, early in the game, I guess you can put things in motion, and it does put pressure on the defense when guys are running. But, you know, you do have a sign from Robbie Thompson saying, you know, the guy is going. So, Jeet, as a hitter, when you know that guy's going, it's your, you know, you got to put the ball in play. Sometimes it'll help the hitter actually cut his swing down.
Do they do it again?
I think you do it once, you're doing it again, right? Big thing against lefties, though, you can't get lazy if you're over there on first base and just know that you're going. It's 3-2. You got to make sure that he's going home. Remember, you're really not trying to steal a base. You're counting on that guy to make contact if it's a strike.
Went again, and this time the ball fouled away. down the right field line. Goes. Pitch is high, check swing. Did he go? The throw is in time. They'll check with the first base umpire. He said, no, he did not go. So Laird advances to second. Yankees catch a break.
I'll tell you what, I mean, what a big play, because this is a double play if he goes, and now you've got nobody out, man on first and second. So this is a big call from the first base umpire.
He won it. First base umpire Vic Carapazza.
Wow. Might have caught a break there, Michael. I don't know. It's one of those, I mean, you really can't argue. If you're Bob Melvin, you'd love to.
And Derek sold it, just took off for first base. Granderson fouls one off the mask of Suzuki. He's having a rough weekend in New York.
But you look at that one call, though, how that changes the inning. I mean, you're looking at 2 outs, nobody on, to no outs, men on first and second with one of the better hitters in the league up. Suzuki's going to be so happy to get on the plane and get out of here. Nothing has happened well for him behind the plate since he's been in Yankee Stadium.
And Suzuki's upset, too, because it's rare that he throws anybody out. 51 of the last 57 steal attempts have been successful against Suzuki, and there he got Laird, but check swing. Right in on the hands.
Yeah, that's the pitch that he used it the first time up to Granderson that, you know, kind of sets up that outside, and it gets in your mind because you see that he's late on that pitch, so it gets in your mind as a hitter, I'm not getting to that pitch, and you start to cheat in your head, and you start to open up a little bit where you can't get to the outside pitch then.
Skied to center field and deep. Going back is Chris. Still back. He's on the track and he makes the play. And both of the runners were more than halfway and they retreat, so they cannot tag up.
Again, this is a little tougher play for Laird than Robbie Cano had on Friday night, but you've got to watch and you've got to know who's in center field. The ball hit a little bit off the end of the bat, and right now you see him coasting. You got time to get back because he's not immediately throwing that ball in. See what happens is Laird gets off too far, and once you get past about right here, you're not able to get back.
And that's a big play because he'd be at third with 1 out with the tying run. And Derek played that all the way to second base. It wasn't just Laird. Derek, with the ball in front of him, was standing on second base when the catch was made.
Yeah, a little different situation. When you're on first base, Derek, if that ball falls and he's at second, he can score on that ball. Where Laird, if that ball falls, he can score easy. But by not getting off so far and be able to get back, I think you still give you a chance to tag up.
Count quickly 0-2 on Teixeira, who fouled out to Connor Jackson at first base in the first inning. Ground ball is short. There's one. And there's two. So Gonzalez overcomes a bad call by the first base umpire and gets out of trouble. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left, or 1 error and 1 left.
Fridays is offering a 3-course meal for just $12.99. Choose an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert from over 16 delicious full-size menu items. Factor in our world-famous bartenders and good times with friends, and you're looking at 5 courses. Fridays 3-course meal for $12.99.
Reports are coming in of major bedbug infestations in schools, libraries, offices and shopping centers, hospitals, colleges, buses, subways and taxis, courthouses, police stations, and firehouses.
Stop itching and call Bell Environmental, the bedbug specialists. Roscoe, the bedbug dog, will sniff out the bugs, and Instant Freeze will solve your problem. Safe, thorough, and chemical-free. That's Bell Environmental, the bedbug experts.
When you fly to New York, don't wait in a taxi line. Simply call the 77s of Dial 7 Car and Limousine Service. We'll pick you up outside of baggage claim and take you to your destination in style. If you need more space, dial 7s for a minivan or limousine. We've got a bold new look, and we're the best ride in town. The 77s of Dial 7 Car and Limousine Service. 777-7777.
Dish Network claims to have the latest digital technology. Seriously? Did you know that some Dish customers actually need 2 dishes? That's right, 2 dishes to get all the channels they want. What's up with that? With DirecTV, you get all our HD channels and our Emmy Award-winning technology without ever needing a second dish on your roof. So don't be fooled by Dish Network. When you compare, DirecTV wins every time.
Sometimes you get to the big leagues, Paul, and you learn lessons right in the middle of a game.
Yeah, this is a very tough play. I mean, it's a tough read, but you see Laird, he's fine right there. If he stopped, instead of those 2 extra steps, he's able to get back. But again, this wasn't an easy play. Very tough read. But then you see Robbie Thompson's kind of explaining the same thing. You know, you get a read halfway and you know that you can still get back, because if that ball gets over his head, even if you're halfway, anyway, you're going to score very easily.
As you mentioned, Jeter's responsibilities are different because he wants to score. Even if Laird's standing on second, the ball gets over his head, he's going to score. David DeJesus with a ground ball to second. Nice play by Cano.
You know, how often do you say this? I mean, this is Robbie Cano at his best, just natural, great hands. The ball, and it makes it look so easy, but that ball was hit hard.
Very smooth. Almost seems effortless, and I think that when he first came up, that was interpreted as Robbie being lazy.
Right.
Or not really putting out. That's just the way he plays. You know, some guys are very frenetic and it looks like they're hustling, and other guys play the game very smoothly, and they might be playing hard, but it doesn't seem as hard because it's not as frenetic. Hot shot up the middle. That's a base hit. Almost took off the head of Cologne. Let's take a look at the New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz here in the top of the 4th inning. Who are the only brothers in Major League history to play at least 500 career games each at second base?
Brother, second base. I always like we got a couple innings to think about this.
He's got a half of inning.
Oh, come on.
Runner at first. Here's Kurt Suzuki with 1 out. High fly ball, right center. Granderson makes the play for the second out. Cologne ran into some trouble with 2 outs in the second inning. A double by Suzuki on a broken bat double. Then Cliff Pennington, an RBI single to right, where a great throw by Swisher that kind of skipped on Russell Martin. Otherwise, the runner would have been out by 10 feet. That allowed Suzuki to score, and then Eric Sogard doubled into right center, giving the A's a 2-0 lead. Yankees came back with a run in the bottom of the inning, but that's where we stand, 2-1. Pennington grounds one softly to Cano. And that will do it here in the 4th. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 2-1 Oakland.
Rough night, guys, huh?
You said it.
Don't be a wimp. Hands can get so sweaty.
I smell like that guy's palms, man.
I know you're worried about making your savings last and having enough income when you retire.
That's why I'm here.
To help come up with a plan and get you on the right path.
I have more than 1,000 Fidelity experts working with me so that I can work one-on-one with you.
It's your green line.
But I'll be there every step of the way.
Call or come in and talk with us today.
The sights of summer don't blink. They go fast. Summer's best event from Cadillac. This summer you do have a choice. And the time is now. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer or CadillacTristate.com for this exceptional offer.
Every cigarette is doing you damage. New research shows how tobacco smoke attacks a vital gene, which protects lung cells from cancer. One damaged cell is all it takes to start lung cancer growing. Every cigarette is doing you damage. So the sooner you quit, the better you'll be.
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Dunkin' Donuts. To get dunked, go to getdunkd.com. And by the new definition of world class, the 2011 Buick LaCrosse.
You ever get dunked, Michael?
Well, I've gotten dunked.
I mean, in the dunking thing. You ever been a little carnival, you know, where you sit on the seat and people throw the balls and they try to dunk you?
I've
You haven't
never
done that?
been dunked, no.
Really?
No. You've done that?
Well, our school had a carnival, and of course, who's sitting on the seat was me. But the good enough was our kids were so bad they couldn't hit the thing anyway.
I'm just assuming Neville put you up for that. You didn't volunteer that.
Yeah, she might have volunteered.
All right. There's a strike. Nope, I've never been done.
When I started that story, I thought, you know, here he's going to come back with me like, what are you talking about? I've never heard of that.
I've heard of
never
dunking.
seen it.
Oh, dunk the clown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, now you call me a clown. Huh?
I've actually played it in Little Italy, where they, you know, during Molten, it stands in General Feast. You walk down in, they have a guy who's sitting on the seat making fun of you. Hey, look at the guy with the big head. And then I just threw the ball.
I'd be getting a whole bucket of balls, firing them at you.
Ground ball to Weeks, and that will do it as Cano is retired. One away. Hey, speaking of second baseman with Cano and Weeks, here's the answer to the New York State Smokers Quit Line quiz. Who are the only brothers in Major League history to play at least 500 career games each at second base? I thought you'd get this, Paul. I really did. Joey and Alex Cora.
This guy right here used to drive me absolutely crazy, so I'm going to erase him. He used to play way out in the turf in Seattle and just steal hits from me. That's why he used to bug me. Yeah, obviously, I didn't forget that at this point, huh? But I got him back. I got to erase him.
Yes, you did. Just blotted him out. Here's Nick Swisher. He grounded to short in the second. There's a strike. I asked Nick, did you get it all yesterday? Hitting the facing of the upper deck. He goes, I don't know how much more I have than that.
Well, I got to agree. That was something.
He said 2-0, you sitting, you thinking fastball, you're going to get a fastball, and he just tore into it against Rich Harden. Only one player's hit one up there, Russell Branyan, and he actually hit one to the outfield side of the upper deck, which is even more impressive. Nick was right down the line. And we say it, and here it is. That's got to feel so good.
Those are the ones you enjoy because you know they're gone, and it wasn't hooking foul. So you, as a player, you get to, especially as a lefty, you can open up and kind of as you run to first base, you can just watch how far it goes.
High pop-up. Right center. De Jesus makes the play. One thing I always noticed about you, Paul, always, You never admired a home run. You almost seem embarrassed. You ducked your head and you just ran.
I was just so happy to hit it because usually, but I mean, this is the difference from his reaction yesterday and today.
Well, a little different.
You see that? Instead of admiring that fly out.
I only know it because I remember.
It's funny because some people admire it almost to get back at the other team. I was watching the Mets series against the Cardinals, and Angel Pagan hit a walk-off home run in the second game of the series and stood there and really watched it for a long time. That clipped Martin on the way by. And then the next day, Albert Pujols hit a home run. And he stood there for about 6-7 minutes watching.
Again, this is yesterday we saw one that hit the button of the jersey. This one right here, I think, hit a couple pinstripes as it went by.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. You know, Andrew is essentially a bench player now, but if you look at his career, it's unbelievable. He's one of 4 players all time with at least 400 home runs and 10 gold gloves. And the other 3, Ken Griffey Jr., Willie Mays, and Mike Schmidt. I mean, this guy is in that sort of discussion, but his career has taken such a precipitous dive over the last couple of years that you don't remember how great he once was. You got to load him in '96 when he hit those 2 home runs.
It's not like
Andy
he was
Pettitte.
playing in a city that was. I mean, he was on World Series teams down with Atlanta, and his big thing was, and I used to look out there when I was hitting, is he would play so shallow and almost dare you to hit it over his head. Yeah, I tried many times, and he would get great jumps and run it down, kind of smile at you on the way in.
Right, works a walk there, so Andrew's having a good day. RBI single in the second, then the walk here. Where would he be?
Most outfielders out here, he would actually, I mean, be in here, and he was that sure. And I think the most important thing as an outfielder is you know that you go back on the ball or in on the ball better. And, you know, I was a guy that I knew I went in on the ball better, so I would play a little deeper, where he was very comfortable going back on the baseball. And so that way he could play shallow, take away the cheap hits, and still get back. And that's what made him a great center fielder.
Eduardo Nunez takes strike. One of the greatest center fielders that we've seen here in the American League was Paul Blair. Finished up his career playing with the Yankees, but he made his bones with the Baltimore Orioles, and he played extremely shallow. And our former colleague, Jim Cott, always used to tell the story. He would tell his outfielders, you play shallow. He said, anything falls in front of you, it's your fault. Anything that goes over your head, that's my fault.
Words of wisdom from Kitty.
There's the gold gloves right there. Clemente with 12, Mays with 12, and then Andrew Jones next. That one is driven deep to left field. Willingham back, still back, still back. It's over his head and up against the wall. Martin scores. Andrew Jones will score. It's a 2-run double for Nunez. And the Yankees have taken the lead 3-2.
Nunez hit this ball hard, and I looked out, and Willingham was taking a route like he had it all the way, and then at the end you see it got over his head. Gonzalez again giving up a hit with men in scoring position, which he has not done over the past couple games. Big hit for Nunez. Those 2 out hits, 2-run doubles. Wow. Changed the game.
All of the scoring today has come with 2 outs, and Bartolo Colon is thrilled. Romanek, the pitching coach, is not as he comes out and talks with Gonzalez. The A's 2 runs in the second with 2 outs. The Yankee run in the second with 2 outs. The 2 runs here in the 4th inning with 2 outs. And 2 out hits win you games. It's a cliche, but it's true, and it really breaks the back of an opposing team. You're that close to getting out of it. Take the Yankees with you when you travel out of the Yankees' home territory. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see Yankees games live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Yankees.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Bob Melvin sees his lead disappear. Now it's 3-2 Yankees. And here's Brandon Laird with a runner on second and 2 outs. Gonzalez deals. Pitch outside. Flips the outside corner for a strike.
First changeup I've seen right there, 83 miles an hour.
Count 1-2. Yankees called up Laird when Ramiro Pena had an emergency appendectomy. Woke up with a stomach ache on his birthday in St. Pete. They rushed him to the hospital, emergency appendectomy. He might miss 6 weeks because of that surgery. Don't know how long Laird's going to be here, though, because the news on Eric Chavez is pretty good. He continues to play without any effect. And we could see him by the middle of the homestand. And Rafael Soriano is pitching today for Scranton Wilkes-Barre AAA, so he might not be that far away. And if those two guys come back, Paul, you talk about the trade deadline, which is Sunday. Those are two major trades for the Yankees. Eric Chavez fills in for Alex Rodriguez at third, and until Rodriguez comes back, and Soriano is another arm in the bullpen.
Yeah, big arm too. I mean, it's not like you're bringing up a young kid you don't know about. If he's healthy and he's well, you know what he's capable of doing. And Eric Chavez was.
That one is drilled deep to left field, and it's a foul ball.
Back to my point about Chavez, he had really opened some eyes early in the season. He was swinging the bat well. Laird gets out, really hits the ball hard, but just hooks it foul.
Left a dent there in the pad. There it is. Swing and a miss. So he gets him with the fastball away. But the Yankees have taken the lead. A hit batter, a walk, and then Eduardo Nunez doubles over the head of Josh Willingham, scoring Martin and Jones. And with that, the Yankees lead 3-2.
They're going to wipe us out. Or you can follow me.
They'll come back with more, and there will be no survivors. We have one advantage. You.
Grab your guns. We're riding out.
Rated PG-13.
Bring the power of the Optimum network to every corner of your home with the ultimate triple play from Optimum. The best TV, internet, and phone, plus a whole lot more. Get blazing internet speed throughout your house with the free advanced wireless router. Wirelessly connect your PC and TV with Optimum Link. And watch live TV on your iPad anywhere in your home with the Optimum app for iPad. Get more from your home network for just $99.80 a month your first year. Call 866-333-7162 for the ultimate triple play from Optimum.
Good night, gluttony. A farewell long awaited. Good night, stuffy. Good night, outdated. Good night, old luxury and all of your wares. Good night, bygones everywhere. Good morning, illumination. Good morning, innovation. Good morning, unequaled inspiration.
The Audi A8, chosen by Car and Driver as the best luxury sedan in a recent comparison test.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Audi update. It is induction day in Cooperstown, New York today. Gaining their place in the Hall of Fame, second baseman Roberto Alomar, 10 Gold Gloves, 2 World Championships. Burt Blyleven, 287 wins in 22 years and 2 titles. And longtime GM and executive Pat Gillick. Congratulations to all 3 on this special day. Guys.
Thanks, Bob. Lincoln scoreboard 3-2. Yankees lead, and congratulations indeed. 2 outstanding players get in. Bert Blyleven really waited a long time, and Roberto Alomar waited 1 year. He did not make it in his first year of induction, but 2 outstanding players, and Paul, you played against both of them.
Well, I mean, Roberto Alomar more so, and I just remember how, I mean, he was flashy with the glove. He was a great hitter, and he just had great instincts. He knew how to play. He was a big part of a team, of any team he was on.
Did you ever get in a bat against Blyleven?
In spring training,
okay.
I faced him a few times, yeah.
Pitch to Sogard is low.
Always went over and told him in the booth, I said, I really appreciate it. I want to thank you, because when I faced him, I was trying to make the team in Cincinnati. And
right.
He was, you know, a veteran starting the game. Well, he gave me a fastball my first time up, and I actually hit a home run, a long home run. Yeah. Well, the next time up, he showed me his curveball, and I took 3 of those and sat down. So I thanked him because I made the team that year for giving me 1 fastball.
Longtime broadcaster now with the Minnesota Twins. But I've never been to a Hall of Fame induction. I'd love to go as a spectator, obviously, one day. It's supposed to be just great up there in Cooperstown. All of the Hall of Famers come back for the induction weekend. And the 2-2. Just missed inside to Sogard. There's Bert. They say he had one of the best curveballs ever.
And it was so hard. It had so much break. It just, you didn't see other ones like it. It almost had like a curl to it. It broke so much, you know.
22 seasons. 2-time world champion. Only 2-time All-Star. That's strange. A lot of strikeouts and threw a no-hitter with the Rangers, and he's in the Hall of Fame, part of forever. 3-2. Missed inside, so Sogard with a leadoff walk here in the 5th. Now, Roberto Alomar is a guy that you talk to baseball people, they were in awe of his talent, how good he was.
And defensively, I think that, I mean, he's in Robbie Cano and he have a lot in common because they make great plays. But, I mean, he was a switch hitter. Hit some big home runs in the playoffs. Hit a big, that's off Eckersley there in the playoffs. I mean, he was just a solid baseball player with a lot of talent. And if you look at the way he grew up, I mean, his father was a player, a manager, a coach. His brother was a player. So that was, you know, they grew up playing baseball, loving the game.
Now, his dad is one of the great, and there you see Roberto's resume, 10 Gold Gloves. His dad is a great trivia question for any Yankee fan. So if a Yankee fan wants a great trivia question, and you know that the other Yankee fan you're asking isn't watching right now, here it is. Who was on deck when Chris Chambliss hit the home run against Mark Littell in 1976?
Alomar.
And it was Sandy Alomar. Because Sandy Alomar wasn't a starter on that team, but there was switches to get to that point. And you'll see, I think he wore number 2. He's standing in the background with his hands up, and that's Sandy Alomar. So fool your friends with that one. The 0-1. There's a strike, and that home run got the Yankees back in the World Series for the first time in 12 years. And Chris Chambliss going to be here tomorrow. He's the batting coach with the Seattle Mariners. It all ties together, Paul.
Yeah, and when you watch those old replays, it's when the fans used to run on the game, and we talked about it before the game, how, you know, Chambliss and Reggie, some of those guys used to just blitz guys going off the field. Times have changed, though, Michael.
Well, they don't let them storm the field anymore.
No.
I was watching, I think Paul and I were watching the same thing when we got home yesterday, the Yankeeography on Reggie.
Yeah.
And they showed after the 77 Game 6 when the Yankees won the World Series, Reggie just plowing over people.
I said he tried to fake the first couple out, and then he just said, forget this, and he just started hammering people like he was Ray Lewis or something.
I mean, you really saw people flying. It looked like a cartoon. And I'm thinking, what are those people thinking now? I mean, do they still feel that hit? Because Reggie is a strong guy, and he's just mowing people over.
Made for great highlights, though, didn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
I was all yes yesterday. After we went to dinner, which you didn't show up, we get home and we're sitting in the hotel, and Frank and Mare, and in the background, the TV has center stage with Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
And I couldn't hear it, but I was watching. I'm anxious to watch it now.
He was interesting. You know, obviously he's had a lot of things go on in his life, and you get a chance to watch that, you should. The 1-2. 2-2.
It's amazing to me how much different a pitcher Colon has been in the past couple innings than he was in the first inning, where he just came out throwing mid-90s, throwing sliders, change-ups.
Here's the 2-2. Weeks fouls it away.
You talked about the Weeks, the brother thing, and the Uptons, and I just wonder, as a brother duo in the major leagues, how much competition there is between not just being in the major leagues, but being in the major leagues against your own brother, you know, numbers wise. And I think that you can't get caught up in that, obviously, but there has to be some kind of friendly competition between brothers.
That's driven deep to left center, really carrying. Oh, what a play by Granderson, taking an extra base hit against Weeks.
See Granderson, he played pretty shallow, but he gets a good jump. The thing about that play right there was made because of the angle that he took to the baseball. He took his eye off the ball, knowing you have to get back. You pick it up again. Bartolo Colon appreciates it. That's where you see they wear the sunglasses now. In the old days, when you had to flip those glasses down, it was very hard to take off and take your eye off the ball, flip those glasses out, and then find it again. I think those the new kind of Oakley came out with them first. Just the ones you wear are down. A lot easier to catch fly balls over your head. Remember the old flip downs?
Yeah, absolutely. There was something cool about that.
Yeah, I mean it kind of represented an era of baseball, but I think that you are better as an outfielder. I know you are. You're better as an outfielder with just the constant shades on.
And they look good hanging over the bill like that too, like Robbie wears them. High fly ball, deep left, backing up Jones. He'll make the play on the warning track. Coco Crisp gave it a ride.
We've seen some long home runs, and it's all because of the ball, the way it's carrying. Here's an intimidating force on the field and a controversial figure off it. Later tonight, All-Pro linebacker Ray Lewis speaks candidly on the all-new GMC Presents Center Stage with Michael Kay. His story is equal parts triumph and tragedy, and it's never been told like this. It's Center Stage tonight at 8 o'clock, only on Yes. Well, I'm going to have a chance tonight, Michael.
You know what's great? This wasn't even scheduled. You said you wanted to see it, and the people at Yes scrambled, and it's on.
Throw it on there?
For you, yep.
Probably took my Yankee Yager out or something.
Here's Matsui. And he hammers one to right field. It's a base hit. Granderson's going to cut the ball off. Sogard is going to be sent home. Here's the throw from Cano. Here's the play. He's out. Mike Gallego gambled, sent Sogard home, but the throw from Cano was high. Martin went up to get it and put the tag on Sogard for the final out of the inning as the Yankees hold on to a 3-2 lead. There it is. Good call by Jeff Nelson at the plate, and they get him at home.
I'm on the road all summer, but I never get lonely. I can update my friends back home, even check in on work.
You know, I love my phone. It's little, like my dog. My dad sends videos every day. Isn't she cute? Yes, you are.
The nation's smallest 4G smartphone. The HP Veer with WebOS works like nothing else.
It's the moment when push squares off with shove. When can't be done stands toe-to-toe with must be done. Ram 1500. Available 390 horsepower, 20 miles per gallon highway, and an unsurpassed warranty. It's time to test our mettle. The Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram Summer Clearance Event.
Now during the summer clearance event, lease Ram 1500 for $299 a month for well-qualified lessees.
At GE Capital, we're out there every day with clients like JetBlue, financing their fleet, sharing our expertise, and working with people who are changing the face of business in America. After 25 years in the aviation business, I kind of feel like if you're not having fun at what you do, then you've got the wrong job.
My landing was better than yours.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Was not.
Yes, it was. What do you think? Take one of the big ones out?
Nah.
Today, on an all-new WB Mason presents the Joe Girardi Show. How long will the Yankees be without A-Rod? The skipper sits down for an exclusive update and information. Plus, with the trade deadline approaching, who will the Yankees potentially add to their arsenal of all-stars? It's an all-new Joe Girardi Show, today after the postgame, only on Yes.
Well, Matsui picks up his third hit of the afternoon and almost tied the game. Here's the IOTV HD Super Shot. Got him on the leg before he hit the plate, so a good call by the home plate umpire, Jeff Nelson. You take another look. It wasn't a great throw by Cano. Paul, it got there in time, but it was high.
Yeah, I mean, Gallego took a chance, and if you're the Oakland Athletics, you don't score a lot of runs. 2 outs, once in a while, you do take a chance. You know, I was always for making make guys throw you out, make them throw perfect throws, and that's tough to say with Robbie Cano because of his great arm, but not all throws are perfect, and that one wasn't perfect. Another foot either way, you know, you steal a run there.
Lincoln scoreboard, 3-2 Yankees lead now, bottom of the 5th. Pitch outside to Jeter.
Big part of that play was Granderson kind of rounding that ball off and keeping it from going to the wall. That ball gets to the wall, he scores very easily.
Count 3-0 on Jeter. I'll tell you what, one of the most unforgiving jobs in baseball has to be third base coach. If you wave somebody home, he scores, you don't get any accolades, but if you send somebody home and he gets thrown out, you're always going to get the blame. There's a lot of pressure on a third base coach. You got to take a lot of things into account. Arms, who's coming up next, how your team's hitting, who's on the mound for you. All of that stuff has to be processed, and that's what Gallego did. And Gallego didn't hesitate.
No, he had him going, and right there, he knows what's going to happen. A good throw is going to get him, and you know, you're right, Michael. It wasn't a great throw, but it was on target. It was just high. If that ball is off target a little bit and Russell Martin has to leave the plate, you might steal a run.
Count 3-1 now on Jeter. Jeter's 0 for 1 with a walk. Yankees lead 3-2. And the pitch. Now the count is 3-2. And Jeter works his second walk. Leadoff walk for Jeter. That'll bring up Curtis Granderson. We'll take a look at the league leaders, brought to you by the HP touchpad. Everybody on. So let's see what's on the touchpad. Granderson, look at how much he leads Bautista in runs scored. That's in the major leagues. So he's 12 ahead of the #2 run scorer in baseball. He's just had a tremendous season scoring runs, 87, and he just, that's all he cares about. He said, you're at the top of the lineup, you want to score runs. He said he's happy with his home run total, but the runs scored, they're big.
Wow. And I said it yesterday. I mean, the better years guys have, the more you learn about players because the media does more things on him. And Curtis Granderson, the more you know about him, the more you like him. Does a ton of things off the field. Nice guy in the clubhouse. Works hard. You know, he's having one of those years where, you know, he could be strutting around and he's not. I mean, he hits his home runs. He runs the bases. And Gonzalez moving that fastball in and out to lefties makes it very tough, and looks like he's lost a mile or two on the fastball, but still 92, 93 is nothing to be ashamed of.
Now, Granderson was mentioning this to me, Paul. You know, he looked up the scoreboard one day. Babe Ruth in 1926. You know how many runs he scored?
No.
177. I don't think.
Well, to put that in perspective, if you score 100 runs, you know you had a pretty good year.
Yeah.
177. Did
177. So he scored more than a run per game.
That's why he's Babe.
Now having Lou Gehrig hitting behind you doesn't hurt.
You're going to score a lot of times if you don't hit yourself in, which he did a lot.
And that was a 154 game season as well. Runner goes on 3-2. High fly ball, right field. And it's going to be a foul ball.
It's a situation if you're facing a guy that doesn't have an overpowering fastball, 3-2, curveball still in the back of your mind. Gonzalez, he trusts his fastball. So in positions like this, you can look fastball as he did.
Driven deep to right field. There it goes. See ya. 2-run home run for Curtis Granderson. And the Yankees lead 5-2. 27th home run of the year for Granderson. He now has 74 ribbies. And the Yankees have a 3-run lead.
As we were saying, Michael, you can look dead red when a guy trusts his fastball 3-2, especially with a man on first base. He got a fastball right out over the plate. He is so quick inside. And see him put his head down there, run the bases. Knew it was gone.
That's his 11th home run, Paul, against lefties.
Yeah. All has to do with that front shoulder. He keeps that front shoulder in so well against lefties now. All of a sudden, Gonzalez is down, you know, in 92, 93, where those fastballs, some of them are getting hit.
Let's check out the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. That one's driven into right center field. Crisp coming on. Slides, he can't make the play. And that's a base hit for Teixeira.
Say Gonzalez getting a little frustrated. They're hitting him hard in the seats. They're hitting him off the end of the bat. And Coco Crisp, every once in a while, you see, just doesn't quite get enough of that to keep it in the glove. But with a big swinger, Mark Teixeira takes a big swing and the ball's hit off the end of the bat. Sometimes as an outfielder, you don't get a great read on it, and so you don't come in immediately. It's like he had kind of a slow jump getting to that ball. See that big swing, but it's off the end of the bat, so the ball just doesn't carry. And if you don't get the good sound as an outfielder, you kind of read the swing. You have a tendency to break back on the ball instead of breaking in.
So Ron Romanek, the pitching coach, talks with Gonzalez. Still nobody out for the Yankees. Here's Cano. Cano struck out and grounded to second. He's 0 for 8 lifetime against Gonzalez. There's a strike.
See Robbie frustrated. This isn't the type of lefty that you feel like the umpire can give a pitch to. Just when you're 0 for 8, you haven't had very good swings today.
Cano's had some swings against Gonzalez you just don't see him have. Almost looks off balance, waving. There's De Los Santos, who we saw on Friday. He is impressive. Good arm, throws hard. That one's grounded softly up the third baseline, and they get Cano for the first out as Teixeira moves to second.
Talked about Nick Swisher and how he's turned his season around in the last month or so. This is the side of the plate that if he can figure out, he could really help the Yankees here in the second half of the season. With Alex Rodriguez out of the lineup, you're going to have to get some more production from the right-handers.
Here's Swisher. And a strike. "5-2 Yankees." They scored 2 in the fourth, 2-run double by Nunez, and a 2-run home run by Granderson. So a 2-1 deficit has turned into a 5-2 lead here in the bottom of the fifth. Popped up. Way up there. Suzuki runs out of room. Yankees 3 games behind the Red Sox, who are leading 5-2 over Seattle.
That Seattle lead didn't last very long.
And that's with Pineda on the mound. And if you're the Yankees, you wanted Seattle to get 1 game in Boston, because if they come in here having lost 15 in a row.
This is our sooner or later. They got to win 1, right?
You got to believe in do. This will be the 100th pitch for Gonzalez. And it's way outside. This is the way the East looks right now. The Yankees have a nice, comfortable 6.5 game lead over the Rays, but 3 behind the Red Sox. Red Sox have been playing great baseball after starting off so poorly. One, 2. Outside, 2-2. Swing and a miss. Chases a high fastball. A big out for Gonzalez as he strikes out Swisher, who's 0 for 3.
Again, Gonzalez fastball. For some reason, Nick Swisher, you're going to have to figure it out, and it's all going to be just a feel. It looks like he's trying to pull that ball. Kind of an overpowering fastball away. Looks so comfortable left-handed.
Here's Russell Martin. Pitch outside. Have you seen a big drop in Gonzalez's stuff since the first and second inning?
Well, yeah, I don't think the fastball is quite where it was, and he hasn't been able to really throw that curveball for strikes consistently. I mean, see, when he's gone to his 3rd best pitch there in the changeup because of that, but he gets a lot of swing and misses from righties with that slider or curveball down and in, and he hasn't gotten that today because he hasn't been able to throw it there. But I think he's had a couple long innings where he's really battled, got frustrated, and I think he's tired. I think he has lost a little bit on that fastball. Tell you what, I'd like to have him on my rotation. He's got good stuff. 25 years old.
2-1. Line drive right field, a base hit in front of De Jesus. Here comes Teixeira. They hold him up, though. Robbie Thompson said, stop right there, as Russell Martin picks up his second base hit of the afternoon, giving the Yankees runners on first and third with 2 outs.
You see Russell Martin, good piece of hitting, ball away, drives it away. And what he's going to do is try to draw the throw, and he gets on. You'll see Robbie Thompson, how far he gets down. Gallego made the play here. Look where Robbie Thompson is. All the way down there. That coaching box, you don't have to stay there on a play, so he gets down as far as he can. Wait as long as he can to hold him up.
Here's Andrew Jones, RBI single in the second, walked and scored in the fourth. Swing and a miss.
And Gonzalez is starting to mix that changeup in more and more. I think he's realized that his curveball hasn't been his best second pitch that it usually is.
Count 1-1. Count 2-1.
Gonzalez almost changed his arm angle there. Try to get a little sink on that ball. Try to figure out some other way to get these guys out. To figure out that this is probably his last inning. The bullpen's up. He's over 100 pitches.
Grounded foul. That one's chopped in the hole, backhanded by Pennington. Throws to first, not in time. Scoring is Teixeira. Infield single for Jones. 6-2 Yankee lead.
It's a ball up in the zone. Andrew Jones just happens to hit it in the right spot. Once it gets by the third baseman, Pennington really has no shot.
And just past the diving Sogard, Pennington makes a nice play to get to it, but really had no play. And with that base hit, Bob Melvin says enough. He takes out Gio Gonzalez. He is going to call on Faustino de los Santos. Gonzalez started strong, didn't end the same way. He's trailing 6-2.
The Lincoln MKZ named most dependable car in its class 2 years running by J.D. Power & Associates. Now, take advantage of exceptional offers on the MKZ.
It's not just luxury. It's smarter than that.
Are we doing okay here?
Absolutely.
And what can I get for you? I'll have one of those.
Right now at Men's Warehouse, it's buy one, get one free on everything in the store. You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
How do you engineer excellence? With the GMC Acadia, you give it better highway fuel economy than Toyota or Honda, better cargo space, and better towing than Ford Explorer. The GMC Acadia, when you compare it to the competition, the choice is exceptionally clear.
Now during the GMC summer event, lease this 2011 Acadia SL for $299 per month.
Hey, it's time for the game summary brought to you by your local Nissan dealer. Yankees lead this one 6-2, 6-7-0, leading 2-7-1. Granderson, his 27th home run, a 2-run shot earlier this inning. Nunez, a big 2-run double that gave the Yankees a lead in the fourth. And Andrew Jones has had a good day, driving in 2 and scoring a run as well. That's where we stand with Bartolo Colon holding his 6-2 lead and Gio Gonzalez out of the game. And this call to the bullpen brought to you by AT&T. Bob Melvin calls on Faustino de los Santos. 8 games, 10 and a third innings, 15 strikeouts. You'll see why in a moment. 5 hits and 6 walks. So De Los Santos inherits runners on first and second with 2 outs, and Eduardo Nunez at the plate. Nunez, a .333 hitter with runners in scoring position, 17 for 51. Had that big double in the fourth, driving in 2. Pitch away, 1-0.
First pitch 93. He was overpowering the other night at 97. See if he's just getting warmed up or if he's a guy that needs a couple days rest to get his velocity back.
Up to 94 there, the count 2-0. Has the same sort of facial hair as Irvin Santana of the Angels.
That's who I was trying to, who he reminded me of that. I'm glad you threw that up. Glad you threw that up to me, Michael.
You're welcome. The 2-0. Driven down the right field line, but slices foul. Two-1. 95. It's climbing. And the count 2-2.
Realize if you're Nunez, he did throw a good slider on Friday night. You just got to remember you're 2-2, but you can't put that out of your mind. You've seen all fastballs in this count.
.95-mile-an-hour fastball chopped to short. They go the short way to get the force, and that'll do it. But the Yankees get 3 runs on 4 hits and 2 men left. The big blow, though, off the bat of Curtis Granderson into the second deck. His 27th home run of the year. When it's all said and done, Yankees are leading this one 6-2.
Fridays is offering a 3-course meal for just $12.99. Choose an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert from over 16 delicious full-size menu items. Factor in our world-famous bartenders and good times with friends, and you're looking at 5 courses. Fridays 3-course meal for $12.99.
At J.G. Wentworth, we say get cash now for your structured settlement.
J.G. Wentworth? Cash now?
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
J.G. Wentworth is right. It's my money, and I need it now.
It's my money and I need it now!
It's my money and I need it now!
It's my money and I need it now!
If you have a structured settlement and you need cash now, J.G. Wentworth can help. We'll buy all or part of your structured settlement for a lump sum cash amount, so you can pay bills that have piled up as a result of an injury or an inability to work. Call J.G. Wentworth now and speak to one of our structured settlement specialists. You'll get a no-cost appraisal and have all of your questions answered. The call is free and there's no obligation.
It's my money and I need it now!
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
Call 1-866-448-7201. 1-866-448-7201.
Did you know 1 of every 2 men and 1 of every 3 women will be diagnosed with cancer at some time in their life? While eating more fruits and veggies can help reduce your cancer risk, here's what else you can do. Join Hunts Point Produce Market, Star Boxing, and the American Cancer Society July 23rd for the first ever Knockout Cancer event in the Bronx, showcasing some of New York's finest boxing talent, all for a good cause. So join us. Tickets start at $50. Visit huntspointproducemkt.com for info and help knock out cancer.
We go to the 6th inning. Yankees lead the A's 6-2. Both teams with 7 hits. Yankees have made better use of their 7. And Bartolo Colon has himself a 4-run lead. He'll face Willingham, De Jesus, and Jackson here in the 6th inning. Willingham, the cleanup hitter for the A's. He's 0 for 2. And a strike. After giving up the 2 runs, Colon's ERA is 3.35. So 6-6 does not seem like it should be indicative of a 3.35 ERA, especially pitching the American League East. But it is odd. You see the A's with a great team ERA, and you see the Mariners with a great team ERA, and all you hear in baseball is pitching wins, pitching wins. Well, you got to score some runs too.
It's not winning this year, huh?
Not for those 2 teams.
I mean, I think pitching wins, providing you have a good team to go with it, and defense has a lot to do with that, and timely hitting and scoring runs.
.52 strikes for Colon with 23 balls. And the A's are the rare combination, though, Paul. They have good pitching, and their defense isn't very good, as Willingham's now looking at a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Bob Melvin took over the team from Bob Guerin, and there's just so much you can do if a team can't score and play defense.
I'll tell you what, this is that pitch. He started the game off against the lefties to run that ball over the outside corner to the righties. 95. I mean, if you can pinpoint that pitch right there, you don't have to work on much else. But I mean, he has thrown more sliders, more changeups today than I remember in the past. But starts off there with a changeup. I think after the last outing in Tampa, and then you add this one to it, I think Bartolo Colon has answered some questions that he's getting closer to be where he was.
That one's knocked down by Cano. We'll see how they score it. If they give De Jesus a hit. That is the E4 on Robinson Cano. So a rare error for him. Hey, come out to Yankee Stadium tomorrow, July 25th, for a special giveaway when the Yankees take on the Mariners. The first 18,000 guests in attendance are going to receive a Yankees helmet bank, courtesy of Seton Hall University's Strikeout for Scholarships. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com. Visit the Yankees Stadium ticket window, Yankees Clubhouse shop, so you can call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. Here's Connor Jackson, 1 for 2 against Colon. There's a strike.
I was watching you read that thing, and you turned away at the end. You weren't even done. You just threw the number out there. Do you know that number by heart or something?
You read it enough, yeah.
Is
It's
that
kind
it?
of in your head, yeah. I guess.
That was impressive.
I hope it was right.
I looked at it again to make sure.
I might have given your number out. I have no idea.
Yeah, just don't send pictures because I won't get them, right?
The 0-1. That one is driven out to center field. Long run for Granderson, but he gets there to make the play. So 2 away. Let's check in with Bob Lorenz. Robert?
Well, Michael, we know the Rays trying to avoid a sweep in Kansas City, and here we go. This is Matt Joyce hammering one out to right. It's going to be caught, but it's good enough to get Ben Zobrist in. That makes it 2-0 Tampa right now, top 3.
Thank you, Bob. We'll hear from Bob and Kim Jones a little bit later on. Here's Kurt Suzuki. There's a strike to Suzuki. Strike in the count 0-2.
See every once in a while Suzuki, look at that bat, different looking bat. The other players get away from the Louisville sluggers and the typical bats. And as a player, I mean, you're looking over there kind of like, if you went to a basketball game and saw some guy with cool shoes on, they get to use those cool bats.
The 0-2. Fouled away. It almost looks like at the top of the bat you have pine tar. But it's obviously not because you can't.
Yeah, it's a finish, and it's that you don't see very often. So don't even recognize that label.
Strike 3, Suzuki down looking. So a strong inning for Cologne. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Yankees 6, the A's nothing. Suzuki gazing.
With up to 32 miles per gallon, chances are you'll need refueling before it will. The BMW 5 Series, the ultimate driving machine. Lease a 5 Series now and get BMW navigation at no extra cost.
If you like Facebook, come to Best Buy, where an expert will find the perfect phone for you. Like the AT&T HTC Status. It lets you post instantly to Facebook with the push of a button. And it's free. With no mail-in rebates. Of course, just because you can share on a whim, doesn't mean you should. The AT&T HTC Status. Free with no mail-in rebates at Best Buy.
How do you engineer excellence? With the GMC Acadia, you give it better highway fuel economy than Toyota or Honda, better cargo space, and better towing than Ford Explorer. The GMC Acadia, when you compare it to the competition, the choice is exceptionally clear.
Now during the GMC summer event, lease this 2011 Acadia SL for $299 per month.
The Yankees pay tribute to some truly inspirational people as they kick off their 3rd annual Hope Week. Tomorrow, tune in for the Tri-State Ford pregame and get a preview of this year's hope-filled heroes. Then the action heats up as the Bombers take on the Mariners. Complete coverage starts tomorrow at 6, only on Yes.
Well, it's time for another look at today's Toyota text ball. Once again, the question, which of these activities is your favorite way to beat the heat? You've been texting us at 58772, and here's how you voted. Let's see if you agree, Paul. 41% stay indoors. I think that's what I agree with.
No, I'm not with them. I'm not with the majority today.
If you turn on the air conditioner, they say beat the heat. Well, that's how you beat the heat.
You know, you could beat this place could be air conditioned.
The movies, yeah.
No, the ice cream shop.
Well, okay, that's a 5-minute visit.
Depends how much you want to eat. I mean, I think indoors has to come into it. I don't know. You and I, we're playing golf this week, Michael. You and
really?
I. Yeah.
Okay.
That'll
be great.
You'll meet you be there, right?
You'll enjoy it. You'll have a lot of material. That's a good way to cool down some solid cold water.
Big night at the K household tonight, Sunday night.
You know what? Actually, Jody's going to make some steaks. We'll eat out on the terrace.
Really?
Yeah. Want to come over?
You even speak different since you've been back from the Hamptons. Out on the terrace.
Terrace. What do you want me to call it?
The Barbie or the deck? You don't have decks here, do you?
No, you don't have a deck in an apartment building. It's a terrace. It's not a fire escape. It's a terrace. Here's Brandon Laird to lead off against Faustino de los Santos. Yankees lead 6-2. This the rubber game of the 3-game set. Yankees won Friday and the A's won yesterday. Pitch high, 1-0. Now, you at a big-time restaurant yesterday, probably dropped a lot of money. So where do you go today, little pizza store?
I might be meeting the family downtown.
Nice.
I might just stop
Come
by
up
your
to the
house
terrace.
on the way home. Yeah, maybe we can have dessert on the terrace.
That's line foul, 1-1. Good breaking ball. Count 1 and 2. There's a split screen. There's Irvin Santana and De Los Santos. They both have that same beard and kind of look alike. Grounded foul outside of third. Not broken bat for Laird. I wonder if that's the bat that he got his first big league hit with. Save that too. Everybody always saves the ball. Why not the bat?
Well, the bat you feel like you're hot. You get your first base hit, you got the bat. It's going to come, but it's going to come later when it's broken. You're going to stick with it. It's not like you retire your bat after your first hit. See the Louisville Slugger label there. That's the bats we're used to seeing. And that's even a little different because right there it's got the M on it for the maple version.
Another breaking ball outside. Well, he gets that breaking ball over the way he throws the fastball.
Yeah.
He's very difficult.
This is probably a hard question, Michael, but when Eric Chavez is ready, he's coming back up, right?
Yes.
Is there anything Laird can do to stay? Can he get so hot that he can stay in a 4 or 5 day time, or he's just here to get groomed for his chance later?
It's a great question. I mean, if he goes 15 for his next 20 and has 5 home runs, I think they'll say, Eric, you should wait a little while longer.
Make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
Make sure your foot's okay. And even though if it is a no-win situation that you coming up, these games are valuable to the process of becoming comfortable up here. Say you're back up. If it's not September or before, you're more comfortable knowing you got your first hit out of the way. You've played some games. So even these little spurts help. And then you talked about Derek Jeter when he came up. I mean, that was 1995. And that helped him in 1996. There's no doubt about it.
And it's all a growth process because back in 95, at that time, Gene Michael and Buck Showalter wanted Derek Jeter to travel with the team during that playoff series to see the pressure, see the surrounding energy with the games, and know what they hoped that was going to be an annual thing for him, and I guess it helped.
I'll tell you what, when you look back at that series, we lost to Seattle, obviously. The noise in those ballparks, out there in the Kingdome and in the old Yankee Stadium, because it was Donnie's only playoff appearance, the excitement of that series, other than losing the series, obviously, which is the important thing. Very exciting series.
Fouled away. I don't know if I've ever been in a louder ballpark than those games in the Kingdom. Well, that people say that run by the Mariners and that series saved baseball in Seattle and got Safeco Field built. 1-2, swing and a miss. Jeter down on strikes.
Again, Curtis Granderson just keeps chugging along, home run by home run.
Granderson with a big home run his last time up, a 2-run shot. That one is drilled deep to right field. Fair ball, it's gone. It is a foul ball. Looking for back-to-back home runs. Before the home run, Granderson was 1 for his last 16. Maybe something clicked in, and he feels better at the plate.
Tell you what, this ball right here on the monitor from the get-go I thought was fair. I thought it was a home run. Ball really hooked on him.
27 home runs. He trails Bautista by 4, tied with Lance Berkman. There's a strike. I'm surprised at Berkman. Berkman showed a little something toward the end of last year, but you never thought he'd have a year like this.
Wow. And I mean, I saw him hit a home run the other night. I mean, just bombs too. I mean, he's having an unbelievable year.
Playing the outfield for the Cardinals. They took a chance and it's paying off. 1-2. Swing and a miss. And Granderson down on strikes. So 2 away here in the 6th inning. And that'll bring up Teixeira.
When is the 31st, Michael?
Sunday.
This Sunday? So is this a team that will be here on the August 1st, you think?
Do I think the Yankees will make some moves? I think they'll make a move. I couldn't tell you what it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be major, but I think they'll make a move.
I think if you listen to the news air here, that Beltran's going somewhere. Obviously, he's not going to be here, but he'll end up going somewhere. That's probably going to be the biggest move made out there, wouldn't you think?
If Ubaldo Jimenez is dealt.
Yeah, that'd be huge. I mean, King Felix's name's always up. I don't know how Seattle could just give up on a guy like that, or, you know, you're going to have to give a lot in return, but that'd be another impact trade. The other things that you look at, guys are going to pick up relievers and things, but I don't think they have the same impact that an everyday player does or a #1 starter.
Well, Boston now leads Seattle 10-3, and you know, maybe Seattle could say, hey, we're so bad, we have so many holes that this would be the time to trade somebody like King Felix if you can get an unbelievable return. That one's popped up and it lands untouched in foul territory, and because of the shift, the third baseman Sogard just couldn't even get close to it. So the shift gives you some outs that you would normally not get, and that one, it takes away an out that you would easily have gotten.
You don't see that very often.
No. It didn't even land on the warning track. It was on the grass. And Joel Skinner's looking in the stands for it, but it's not in the stands. Trying to get very dark over the stadium. Foreboding clouds.
Foreboding?
Doesn't look good.
Foreboding, does that mean that doesn't look good?
Doesn't look good. That one is ripped into the seats. One side there looks blue, the other one looks dark. That does not look good. Swing and a miss, and De Los Santos strikes out the side. Those are 3 pretty good names to have on your strikeout list. Jeter, Granderson, and Teixeira. We go to the 7th. Yankees up 6-2.
The New York Yankees are legendary.
And the 2-2. He struck him out. Yankees win 1-0.
Fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Wednesday, August 10th, when the Yankees take on the Angels for a Yankee Stadium tradition. Cap Night. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees cap, courtesy of Starter.
The New York Yankees, a proud tradition, a legendary history.
Stanley! Somebody help! My hero!
Anyone can be a hero with the new Captain America Cherry Colada from Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'.
It's the end of the model year, and Nissan is laying it all on the line. The Bottom Line sales event is back. Get the bottom line on our full line. Get a $179 lease on Altima or a $279 lease on Maxima. Visit ChooseNissan.com. Test drive at your tri-state Nissan dealer. Hurry, event ends soon, and that's the bottom line.
Hi, I'd like
a caramel mocha iced coffee.
Deciding is easy with the new caramel mocha iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. Try this sweet combo today. America runs on Dunkin'.
Pinstripe pride is region-wide. Now that you can catch live Yes Network Yankees games on the web with Optimum Online. See ya! At just $49.99 for the remaining season, you can watch the Bombers practically anywhere, all for less than a song. If you're an Optimum Online customer who watches Yes on IOTV, just go to YesNetwork.com to sign up for your subscription now.
Later today, catch a new WB Mason Presents the Joe Girardi Show as the skipper discusses CC Sabathia, discusses Alex Rodriguez when they might get him back, some of the other big stories surrounding the Yankees as well. And then, on Yankees on Deck, presented by Blimpie Phil Hughes, meets the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's all coming up later after the postgame. It's only on Yes. On the Cadillac scoreboard, Yankees lead 6-2 as we go to the 7th inning. Cliff Pennington will lead off against Bartolo Colon. Pitch outside. The lights have been on since the first pitch of the game. The sun has really not won the battle with the clouds today. And now it's really losing the battle. As it's becoming increasingly dark. And there was a lot of thunderstorms in the forecast, but it seemed like it was going to be for later on.
Can you still go out on the terrace when you're having a thunderstorm?
I don't think it's a good
out?
move. I think it's out. It's out.
Really? Now you got a guy coming on with some Chinese food on a bike or something if he can't eat on the terrace, right?
The 1-2.
Isn't that what you do in the city?
Fouled away. That's kind of like the terrace that, you know, we'll be on. The 1-2. Foul back. Now, will you be bringing the dessert that you expect to eat, or should we have it for you?
No, my wife and I usually show up with gifts.
Nice.
So we don't come in empty-handed.
1-2. Upstairs. Colon struggled a little bit. I'd say in the second and third inning, he started to get away from what he does well. But he seems to have picked it back up once he got the lead. The 2-2. There's a base hit to right field for Pennington. Pennington's got a game hitting streak with his 2 for 3 today. Well, you can vote along with us for today's Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 58772 or vote online at YesNetwork.com. Today's candidates are, they're all good. Number 1, Russell Martin with 2 hits. Number 2, Curtis Granderson, that 2-run home run. Number 3, Eduardo Nunez with his 2-run double. And number 4, Andrew Jones with 2 ribbies with his 2 singles. Vote now, make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. Here's Eric Sogard. Pitch outside. Sogard 1 for 1 with a walk.
You know, on Friday night, and Phil Hughes and his struggles trying to get out through the 5th inning, and Joe said, I just did not want to extend him any longer. And at this outing here, it looks like the complete opposite. You know, Bartolo Colon has lost a little bit.
Runner goes, throw to second. Why would you steal down 6-2? And he gets gunned down for the first out. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I'm trying to see maybe if it, I guess it was hit and run maybe. I don't know, but I don't even know why you would try that. But, you know, again, when you're down and you're not scoring runs, you'll try anything. But when it ends up like that, it doesn't look good. But back to my point, I think that this is a perfect situation for Joe Girardi to watch Bartolo Colon, who's just become a complete pitcher by using all his pitches to lengthen him out.
Nice play by Laird for the second out.
See, Laird can go out there and flash a little leather for you. But you look at this outing where he started off and Laird gets over there quick, and that's the main thing. Like Nunez wanted to take that ball, but Laird had already put himself in a position to do so.
Colon likes it.
Yeah. He's always applauding his fielders.
Weeks Tries to bunt, fouls it off.
Joe Girardi, Larry Rothschild. I think you get a good feeling about today's game. This is his back-to-back, pretty good start. You're going to start relying on him. Where you put him in the order of your rotation, at this point really doesn't matter. But you know that, if he can take the ball every 5th day and stay healthy, and make that Yankee pitching staff that much better.
You know what? I think that he's proven, Paul, you're right, that, hey, he's back to what he was, or a reasonable facsimile. The only question is, will he last?
Mm-hmm.
And the injury that he had was a leg injury. It was a hamstring. It wasn't anything with his arm. The 1-1. Sky down the left field line and out of play. He and we showed this at the start. He has not had a win after July 5th in any season since 05. Now he missed last year, but even pitching in the seasons where he was active, he just couldn't last. And we showed this in the Open. Freddie Garcia and Bartolo Colon have been godsends for the Yankees. I mean, you've got A.J. Burnett now, who's a 500 pitcher. He's your number 2 starter. Phil Hughes was on the DL for a couple of months, and he was supposed to be your number 2 or 3 starter. And these guys have come out of nowhere and really given the Yankees everything they could have wanted. And the fact that they don't have an inordinate amount of wins is not their fault. They're pitching to a great ERA in a really tough division. They just haven't gotten the support. And Garcia is going to start tomorrow night against Seattle. The 1-2. Grounded to first. Right there is Teixeira. He'll step on the bag. Not a 1-2-3 inning because he did give up a hit, but only facing 3 batters, and that'll do it in the 7th. And at the end of 6.5, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. Yankees lead the A's 6-2, but we're going to stay right here to honor America in the Bronx.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Please rise and offer a moment of silent prayer as we remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
Everybody knows you should save for retirement. But what happens when you're about to retire?
How do you go from saving to spending? Fidelity helped us get to this point, and now we're talking about what comes next.
We work together to create a plan to help our money last.
So we can have the kind of retirement we want.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know how this works. Just stay on the line.
Oh, yeah.
Fidelity Investments. Turn here.
J&R, New York's largest and top-rated technology superstore for cameras, computers, audio products, movies, music, housewares, TVs, video games, and more, is now proud to be the official consumer electronics retailer of the New York Yankees.
A leader gives more than anyone else. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Escape with better fuel economy than RAV4 or CR-V for an incredible $179 a month. Just $179. Most MPG, most value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
A true leader stays ahead of the competition. During the Leadership Sales Drive, get a Ford Edge with best fuel economy in its class for an amazing $199 a month. Just $199. Best mileage, best value.
Get to your Tri-State Ford dealer.
Hi, everyone. Bob Lorenz with your Tri-State Ford update. Let's get you to Fenway. Red Sox scoring 5 in the bottom of the first and then 5 more in the bottom of the fifth. Jared Saltalamacchia, base hit to right center, scores a pair. Carl Crawford had a 2-run single in the inning as well. Saltalamacchia, 4 runs batted in that game. Seattle poised to lose its 14th straight. They're down 10-3, top 6.
Wow, what a stretch for the Mariners. Thank you, Bob. Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by J&R Music and Computer World, and by Ford, the official truck of the New York Yankees. Brian Fuentes, the new pitcher for the A's. We mentioned this on Friday. He might be on the trade block with the trade deadline approaching. Left-hander, has experience closing, has that funky delivery. We'll see how he does against Cano. Those are the numbers on Fuentes. He's not had a good year at all for Oakland, 1-8. The numbers are not as bad as the record, if that makes sense. 40 innings, 39 hits, 29 strikeouts. But he has not been as effective as they thought he was going to be when they signed him. So he's 1-8, 7 games under 500. And the A's are 44-56, and they're 12 games under 500. Gio Gonzalez started for the A's. Looked like a world beater at the beginning, but the Yankees just chipped away, worked the count. They got him to a high pitch count. Finally broke through in the 5th inning, knocking him out. Cadillac scoreboard 6-2, Yankees lead. Cano was shut down by Gonzalez, though, 0 for 3 against him.
I think you're absolutely right, Michael. If you looked at Gonzalez the first couple innings and in the 4th and 5th, it's like the Yankees just kind of battered him and wore him down. And he lost a little bit on his fastball. He got a little frustrated, got a couple hits that went through it and a couple home runs. And then he wasn't the pitcher he started the game. But, boy, you could sure see the talent level that he takes to the mound.
Pitch outside.
Yeah, this is a guy that you just wonder if this is the first time you pick up a baseball. Did you throw like this? It's just something you learn, because a lot of the sidearm guys, they learn that to become trick pitchers. But this is ever since he's been in the major leagues, the way he's thrown.
I guess they'd call that what, short arming the ball?
Yeah, he kind of cuffs it on the way back, and it's got a weird wrist cock to it, almost like he pushes the ball. But it does hide the baseball, makes it hard to pick up, especially from the left side.
(2-1) popped up. Sogard gives it a look, a couple of rows back. Bottom of the 7th inning. Yankees looking to take the series 2-1. Long homestand. The longest homestand for the remainder of the season. Yankees are home through next Sunday. They have 3 games with Seattle and 4 against the Orioles. And there's a base hit for Cano. I told you earlier, Rafael Soriano pitched at AAA, and this is what Soriano did. He threw 20 pitches, 14 strikes. He allowed a home run, 1 inning, 1 hit, and obviously the 1 run on the home run. Didn't walk a batter, struck out 1. Now, Joe Girardi was asked before the game, are you just looking for Soriano to have back-to-back outings feeling good? And he said no. As the guy that Soriano might replace, David Robertson, gets ready, he said he's going to have back-to-back outings feeling good, but also being effective. We're looking for effectiveness as well, that his stuff is back. And he did give up that home run, but they'll use him again. Popped up off the bat of Swisher, and Pennington's there for the first out. So let me ask you, you play manager for a moment. Soriano was signed to be the setup guy. He's making a lot of money to be the setup man for the Yankees. If he comes back and he's healthy, and David Robertson's an all-star with an ERA of about 1.2, what do you do?
That doesn't change. David Robertson keeps his job because he's earned it. Soriano, I mean, there are going to be times where, you know, you need a good 8th inning guy maybe 3 days in a row, and the first 2 might be Robertson, where Soriano will be the 3rd guy. But I mean, you're going to have such big games coming down the stretch in September with Boston and going into the playoffs that you're going to need setup guys, whether you're in the 7th inning or the 8th inning, to get to Mariano. I think you'll use both of them. But by no means, if I'm the manager, do I take David Robertson into the office and say, hey, Soriano's back, you're back to the 7th inning role. I just think that he's done too good of a job.
Count 1-1.
You agree?
I agree because he's been so effective, Robertson. But the thing that gives me pause is that Soriano has already taken an ego hit signing a contract where he was not going to be a closer when he led the American League in saves last year. And now you're going to drop him to the 7th. But some people thought, gee, is he going to be able to handle the ego drop of pitching in the 8th? So that's why Joe Girardi gets paid a lot of money to make those decisions. But I guess I'd stay with the guy who's most effective, and that's Robertson.
Yeah, again, you look at the games that they're going to be competing in, and coming down the stretch, you got to realize you're chasing a good team. The Boston Red Sox are a good team. You've got to win every single game that you have a chance to win. I think that if your question is, do I put in Soriano to not hurt his fit? No, you put in the pitcher that you think you're going to win with that night. And Soriano's numbers, even when he went down, weren't what Robertson's are now.
No. But if he pitches to his capability, they could be of that level. He's that good.
Then you've got a great bullpen going into the playoffs. And that's, I think, what you're looking for.
Looks like Joe Girardi is telling Colon, all right, 7 innings is enough, as they'll bring in Robertson. So Martin strikes out. First time they retire him today. And here's Andrew Jones. He's 2 for 2, 2 ribbies. Run scored, a walk. Just seems like Colon has a good time. Never really seems too stressed about anything. Always smiling. Obviously loves to pitch. And he's almost had a kind of another lease on life. You know, you don't pitch last year at all. Now you're pitching in front of 46,000 fans at Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, and it's not anything what I expected. When I heard in the offseason, you know, the signing of Bartolo Colon. All right, he's going to go out. He's going to try to trick people. He's going to throw 84 to 85. He goes to spring training, has a, you know, pretty good spring training. And then the first part of the season, I mean, there were games he was in the mid-90s. I mean, it's not like he's changed. He had to change the way he pitches.
Well, he won a Cy Young Award in 2005, and I'm not saying he's at that level, but there are games this year where he's throwing 97
right
in late innings. Pitch is low.
To finger out the red ball. Is that a little handball? You go out in the back, you play a little handball when you're done?
You got me, but it seems important to him. 1-1. Inside 2-1. Yeah, and then he threw. He's just having a ball. He really is. Hammered down the left field line, but foul. He's hitting everybody.
Looking for people to high five. You know, this game will do that to you. Have a good game, you're on top of the world. It's amazing how the game today, when you're a player, it's like your self-worth, and it shouldn't be that way. You should be happy every day, I guess. But boy, this game can bring you down, or it can put you on top of the world. You ever go home, Michael, after a game and just say, man, I had a horrible game.
Yeah, every day. Look at this. He's got one lamp black.
Just one.
Just
It's
one.
a new style. Didn't one of the singers have one of those? Who was that?
Lisa Left Eye, I think her name was.
Lisa Left Eye.
Yeah.
TLC or what?
Yeah,
was it?
TLC.
There you go.
It's starting to rain here at the stadium.
Attaboy.
Terrace is out.
Yeah. Just gonna dust it off for you.
Runner goes. Nice play by Sogard. He'll go across the diamond, and that will do it for Fuentes, retiring the Yankees without a run. Yankees do strand one. We'll go to the 8th inning. Yankees up by 4.
Fridays is offering a 3-course meal for just $12.99. Choose an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert from over 16 delicious full-size menu items. Factor in our world-famous bartenders and good times with friends, and you're looking at 5 courses. Fridays 3-course meal for $12.99.
When you fly to New York, don't wait in a taxi line. Simply call the 77s of Dial 7 Car and Limousine Service. We'll pick you up outside of baggage claim and take you to your destination in style. If you need more space, dial 7s for a minivan or limousine. We've got a bold new look, and we're the best ride in town. The 77s of Dial 7 Car and Limousine Service. 777-7777.
Reports are coming in of major bedbug infestations in schools, libraries, offices and shopping centers, hospitals, colleges, buses, subways and taxis, courthouses, police stations, and firehouses.
Stop itching and call Bell Environmental, the bedbug specialists. Roscoe, the bedbug dog, will sniff out the bugs, and Instant Freeze will solve your problem. Safe, thorough, and chemical-free. That's Bell Environmental, the bedbug experts.
Dish Network claims to have the latest digital technology. Seriously? Did you know that some Dish customers actually need 2 dishes? That's right, 2 dishes to get all the channels they want. What's up with that? With DirecTV, you get all our HD channels and our Emmy Award-winning technology without ever needing a second dish on your roof. So don't be fooled by Dish Network. When you compare, DirecTV wins every time.
All right, let's check out tomorrow's starting pitchers, brought to you by Verizon Fios. Visit us online at verizon.com/getFios to get the best deals on Fios. Jason Vargas will go for Seattle, as Seattle looks like it's going to try to snap a 15-game losing streak as they're losing 11-3 to the Red Sox. 6-8 Vargas is 3.94. Freddie Garcia for the Yankees 8-7, 3.21. It all begins on Yes at 6 with the batting practice show. 6:30 pregame. First pitch right around 7:07. Hyundai scoreboard. 6-2 Yankees lead top of the 8th inning. It is pouring here at Yankee Stadium. Absolutely pouring.
Michael, you told me on your Bigelow weather it was coming at 4. It's 3:45. Get your facts straight.
I am a little ahead. It is coming down hard. I'm surprised that they're going to allow them to play in this.
Hush, maybe the umpires won't notice.
David Robertson takes over on the mound. 8th inning. And he will deal to Coco Crisp. Pitches outside, 1-0. Robertson 3-0, 1.14, 62 strikeouts and 39 in the 3rd innings. I told Robertson today, do you know that you've struck out batters 9 times with the bases loaded, 9 times in a row? He goes, yeah. He goes, I got to stop doing that.
Meaning that most of the time he's walked or given up a couple hits to get to the bases loaded.
He said, I retired the first 2 yesterday and then 2 walks. He said, I shouldn't be doing that. I said, well, do you lock in more when you know the bases loaded? He goes, yeah, of course. I said, well, why don't you just fake it? He goes, yeah, but I look around and see there's nobody out there.
Seems so easy, huh?
Yeah.
You got a lot of stories on the players today. You were in the locker room for a long time.
Hanging in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is this your day to hang with the boys?
Well, you know what? The air conditioning's cool in there. The 2-1. Hammer to right field. Coming on is Swisher, and he can't even knock the ball down as Crisp will get himself a double. Slowed the ball down so it didn't get to the wall, but he couldn't keep it in front of him.
Again, big lead. You get yourself in a position right there. Instead of staying back and taking it, you put yourself in a position where you have to dive, and then your only thing is to try to block it. Went under his glove a little bit, got a little leather on it.
Chris Dickerson is taken over and left for Andrew Jones, and the rain continues to fall here at the stadium. Hum's letting him play through. Here's Matsui. And the reason, even though it's raining hard, they probably have word from the grounds crew that it's a passing shower. Matsui 3 for 3 against Cologne. Takes a strike from Robertson.
I think after this weekend, most people would just be sitting out in the rain. Last couple days home, I've only really seen this on the movies where, you know, it's a hot summer day and they're undoing the fire hydrants and people are out playing in them and they're shooting them across the street. 4 or 5 of them on the way home last night I saw. Are you allowed to do that here, or do people just do it?
You know what? I think it's frowned upon because it does waste a lot of water.
Yeah.
Matsui having some day. He lines one into left center field. It's a base hit. Run will score. Dickerson loses his footing. Matsui's going for second, and he's in there. And it's 6-3 Yankees. Matsui 4 for 4, and he is 11 for his last 20.
Matsui, you know, he pulled one early in the series. Well, now he seems to be able to get to that ball away, but everything he's hitting is fastball. Really hitting off the fastball, but you know, every once in a while you almost get a shot of adrenaline to get back to where you used to play. Look at the slow motion raindrops, and you see even the metal spikes can give away sometimes.
Rain looks cool in Yesmo.
I was just going to say, that's like artwork out there.
Swing and a miss by Willingham. Josh is 0 for 3. Rare for Robertson to give up a run. He's allowed just 2 earned runs over his last 26 appearances since May 14th. In fact, in 42 appearances, he's allowed a run in just 4 of them. And he is not allowed a run in 20 outings on the road this year. That's 21 1/3 innings, so all the runs have been scored here at the stadium.
It's unusual. Most home players always do better at home.
In the Great Hall, it's not raining.
Great Hall's rocking right now.
Foul back.
Mohegan's son too.
This could be the second new rosin bag we're going to get. I think this is a record. Joey Devine needed a rosin bag because of the sweat on Friday, and now he's getting some rosin out of it. Now the rain has subsided just a bit.
Oh, there's some rosin. You see that powder? You ever seen the way they used to make rosin bags?
No.
Rosin is it's like a rock almost. You know, it's a solid thing. So you put these solid little rocks into a sanitary sock.
Right.
You know, the old days, and tie it in a knot, and then put it down and beat it all up, and it would become that powder. But it's funny. It's not like a talc powder or something. It gets kind of sticky when it mixes with sweat, so it gives you a great grip, and pitchers love it. 2-2. We actually talk about this on the Joe Girardi show, and there's Yesmo powder.
Cool. How about that? Got Rosin and Rain. It's a new cop show on TNT. Rosin and Rain. Right after Rizzoli and Riles, whatever it's called. Now the Sun's trying to peek through. The 2-2.
See, that's a grip there. You look at Robertson looking at his fingers. He lost grip of that curveball.
These guys are trying to clear up. Blues trying to overtake the gray.
Well, this is what you don't want to see. We talked about every once in a while he pitches himself into a jam, and so far he's been able to this year get out of these jams, but you don't want to continually put yourself in a position where, you know, a base hit or a cheap hit can put them back in the game. Back-to-back days for Robertson.
And that's what happened. So he didn't give up a run yesterday, but he ended up throwing 25 pitches. And you wonder, is he a little bit tired today? Now, he's used to pitching back-to-back. But he didn't have to throw 25 pitches yesterday. That's the key. I asked him today, was he okay? He said, I don't feel any aches and pains. I'm going to go out and throw. And I'll tell Joe, obviously he went out and threw and he felt fine. There's a strike.
We talked earlier about the Soriano thing. When he comes back, I mean, this would be a day where Robertson threw 25 pitches yesterday. You have another, you know, close game in the 8th inning. You know, you would switch these guys off, but I still think that there's going to be room for both of those guys if they're throwing the ball well.
There's a strike to De Jesus. Count 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. He's been breaking out that change a lot, and boy, you mix that in with his great curveball, makes him even tougher.
I think it goes to the changeup here because he wasn't getting a good grip on that curveball. Needed to change speed some way. Got De Jesus out front.
Now these are big at bats. This isn't just getting work in because, you know, tying run keeps coming to the plate. Connor Jackson. Yankees lead 6-3. There's a strike. Joey Devine getting ready in the open pen. Had no command on Friday because of the heat and the sweat.
Good curveball.
Pitch outside.
Russell Martin wanted that ball high up out of the zone. He ended up overthrowing it down and away. If you're Bob Melvin, you're sitting over there thinking, you know, we're one big hit from getting back into this game, and all of a sudden you keep reminding yourself, we're one big hit every single day from getting in the game, and we just can't seem to get him.
So another day where David Robertson's going to have to throw a lot of pitches. He's at 21 right now, just one out into this inning. Having some trouble with the elements, obviously, with the heavy rain when he first started throwing. High pop-up. Left side, Laird makes the play for the second out.
Kind of a hanging breaking ball. Knew he missed a pitch. Robertson gets away with one. It hangs over the middle of the plate, and you see the reaction.
There's Kurt Suzuki. The rain has stopped, so it was a passing shower. Pitches inside.
Robertson is much more comfortable throwing that fastball today. He hasn't had his great curveball today.
Curtis Granderson and Mark Teixeira combined for 53 home runs. The A's as a team 56, and that's what Paul's talking about. They're waiting for that one big hit, and it usually doesn't come. There's a strike. Another strike. 1-2. Suzuki's 1 for 3 this afternoon with a double in the second.
Again, he's sticking with that fastball, and this has a little cut to it right on the end, right on the outside corner.
And the pitch.
Tried the same one, ball's down a little bit.
The 2-2. Outside 3-2. Suzuki's had success against the Yankees. A lifetime .317 hitter against the Bombers. That's his highest average against any American League team. So that's going to release the runners. First and second, 2 outs, a 3-2 count, top of the 8th. The A's have out hit the Yankees 10-8, but the Yankees are leading 6-3. Popped up behind the plate and out of play. They'll do it again.
Well, Robertson is stuck with the fastball and kind of that little cutter that he tries to finish at the end, but it just goes to show you he does not have a good feel for that curveball today. It's usually a strikeout pitch for him.
And the 3-2. Lofted into right center field. It is a base hit. Scoring is Matsui. They're waving home Willingham, and then he pulls up at third. So it's a double and an RBI, and it's 6-4 Yankees. And Mike Gallego was waving in Willingham, but he broke it down on his own. And that's going to do it for Robertson with a rare weak outing for him.
Yeah, he's stuck with the fastball. I just don't think he had a good feeling with that curveball. Suzuki stuck with it, drove it out there. Granderson again does a good job of cutting this ball off, getting it in. I think you're right, though. Willingham pulled up early.
So now the tying run is in scoring position, and Joe Girardi's going to the bullpen. Stay right where you are. Mo's coming in.
Saving for our child's college fund was getting expensive.
Yes, it was. So to save some money, we taught our 5-year-old how to dunk.
Scholarship. Honey, go get him.
There's an easier way to save. Get online. Go to geico.com. Get a quote. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Will Fios really give me the best HD picture quality?
Is Fios the most reliable internet in New York?
As Fios installers, we get a lot of questions from New Yorkers that we get to say yes to.
But the one question we get asked again and again,
do I have to sign a term contract?
And the answer is simple, no.
A service this good doesn't need a term contract.
Join over 1 million people in the tri-state area who've switched to Fios. Switch today with the option of no term contract. Call now to get TV, internet, and phone, and you can get a free multi-room DVR for the life of your service. Call 1-888-GET-FIOS today. Fios, a network ahead.
Sam begged and pleaded, so I sent him to camp. We'd earn lots of points with our new city thank you card, and I put them to good use. He told me about his bunkmates and how he signs up for every activity. He even hangs out with the camp director.
Just like that.
The new City Thank You Premier Card gives you more ways to earn points. What's your story? City can help you write it.
Tomorrow, the Yankees begin a 3-game set with the Mariners, and they also kick off their annual Hope Week celebration. Coverage starts at 6 with special Hope Week previews on outing batting practice today and the Tri-State Ford pregame, followed by all the action. Mariners-Yankees tomorrow at 6, and it's only on Yes. So they call on Mariano Rivera, and coming off Mariano, or David Robertson, is very, very upset with the way he performed a rare, tough outing. He is really fired up and taking it out on the bench, and Larry Rothschild giving him some space. He had the elements working against him, and then once it cleared up, he had gotten himself into a hole which he couldn't get out. So the Yankees go to Mariano for a 4-out save. There's the numbers on Mo, looking for his 25th save, 1.70 ERA, another very good year for the veteran. So now runners on second and third with 2 outs. The A's have closed it within 2. 6-4 Yankees lead. We're in the 8th. Cliff Pennington already has 2 hits, is at the plate. There's a strike. And the 0-1. Shattered bat and a ground ball to second. Cano gets Pennington, and Mo throws 2 pitches to get out of a jam. The A's make it close, though. 2 runs and 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the 8th.
Got it.
Don't be the last to know. Get it faster with 4G. It's the network of possibilities. AT&T.
Introducing the Schwab mobile app. It's Schwab at your fingertips wherever, whenever you want. One login lets you monitor all of your balances and transfer between accounts so your money can move as fast as you do. Check out your portfolio, track the market with live updates, and execute trades anywhere and anytime the inspiration hits you. Even deposit checks right from your phone. Just take a picture, hit deposit, and you're done. Open an account today and put Schwab Mobile to work for you.
The sights of summer. Don't blink. They go fast. Summer's best event from Cadillac. This summer you do have a choice, and the time is now. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer or CadillacTristate.com for this exceptional offer.
Trust WB Mason for the office supply brands you want at prices you'll love. Like Avery labels with True Block technology to cover over previous markings and labels. For all your office needs, who but WB Mason?
Yankees Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by the HP Touchpad. Everybody on. By Mazda, Zoom, Zoom. And by Chase with over 16,000 ATMs nationwide and more on the way. Take a step forward and chase what matters. So things got a little dicey there in the top of the 8th inning, but Mariano, as he's done since 1995, restored order quickly. 2 pitches, he got a ground ball to second base, another broken bat. And the Yankees hold on to their 6-4 lead. Now Joey Devine comes on. And Devine was sweating so much on Friday in the oppressive heat that Buster Olney of ESPN tweeted that they now are putting a lotion on his arm, which will stop him, I guess, from sweating as profusely and dripping down onto the hand. Here's what he did on Friday.
Yeah, he had a little problem with that. This was Laird's first pitch in the major leagues. A little outside. This is...
Wow.
I don't know how to explain that one.
So if they have this new anti-sweating cream, I got to get some.
We need that up in the
both
booth.
Of us, yeah.
That'll help us on these 100-degree days.
It might save some shirts and dry cleaning bills. So Devine will come on, try to hold it right here at 6-4, and he'll face 8, 9, and 1 in the order. Nunez, Laird, and Jeter. Eduardo got a really big hit for the Yankees. They're trailing 2-1 against Gio Gonzalez, who looked great. And the Hyundai scoreboard shows a 6-4 score. And with 2 outs, he boomed a double over the head of Willingham to score 2. God. And again, Devine. I guess that lotion's not working.
I tell you what, this is scary because this isn't behind his back. This ball's right at his head.
Now, you have to hope, Paul, that it really is the sweat and not what happened to Steve Blass, a pitcher from the Pirates in the 70s who was a World Series hero and then just lost the ability to throw strikes. And that also happened to Rick Ankiel, who had to turn himself into an outfielder, but he just could not throw strikes anymore. And they call it Steve Blass disease, and you hope it's not something that drastic. Either it's the sweat. I don't think he had any reason to be throwing at Nunez there, Paul.
Oh, no. You're behind a couple runs.
Lost.
You just got back. And I mean, from the highlights we just saw from the other night, I mean, it's just a release point. I'll tell you what, Nunez can't be real comfortable right now. He throws a breaking ball.
And then you see Devine just go, I don't know. That's not a good feeling for a batter either. How about that for Nunez? After getting low bridged, he stays in there and gets a base hit. He's 2 for 4.
Stuck with the slider. Nunez hit it hard.
Well, Joey Devine was the first pitcher that Brandon Laird ever faced in the big leagues, and the first pitch he ever saw, he really didn't see it was behind him. He said, I'm looking fastball down the middle. You know, it's a big blowout game. And that's something that Laird will never forget. So here's round 2. And they have Laird bunting. And that pitch is up. That was a breaking ball, though.
You've seen that he's, since that first pitch that he threw right at Nunez's head, he's thrown 3 consecutive sliders. I don't know if Suzuki's afraid of the fastball or if he is. That's 4.
Now catchers, if a pitcher is falling out of sync, will call the breaking ball because you have to slow everything down. And it usually can get you around the plate again. But he's got to throw a fastball at some point. And also that would make you wonder, Paul, it's not the grip because you need a better grip with a breaking ball than you do a fastball.
Yeah, you would think. I tell you what, that ball to Nunez, that was tough. Here comes another slider.
Michael Wirtz is up. This team has enough trouble scoring runs. They can't have Devine give up a couple of runs here and take away what they got back in the top of the inning. Nice bunt there by Laird. Suzuki throws to Weeks covering. The sacrifice successful, 2-4.
Again, another slider. Anxious to see if he's just bagged his fastball or he just does not trust that he can throw it anywhere in the vicinity of the strike zone.
His right hand actually came off the bat for a moment. So Laird gets the bunt down. That moves Nunez into scoring position for Derek Jeter. Derek is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts today, but he's walked twice and scored a run. Nunez goes. And the throw to third, not in time. The Yankees obviously are running on Suzuki at every chance. And Nunez gets the third with the stolen base.
Good base running by Nunez. I mean, this is a great time to steal a base. These guys throwing breaking balls. You're going to give Derek an opportunity to get you in now with just a fly ball with the infield in also. Steals it easily.
Another breaking ball. And the infield is in, as Paul mentioned. Crowd of 45,586 here on this Sunday afternoon. And the 0-2. Has he thrown a fastball since, Paul?
No. It's been 8 or 9 consecutive sliders.
Looks like another one. 1-2. Grounded sharply to short. Here comes Nunez. He's going to score with the infield in. How about that? An RBI for Jeter, and the Yankees lead 7-4. He got some jump off third.
Well, as a third base coach, every once in a while they'll give you the contact play where you're going on contact, and you see immediately he's not reading anything. He's just going on contact. Ball's bobbled a little bit. Nunez speed, he's in there. Good decision by the Yankees. Take a chance, because every once in a while, if you're not going on contact, even if the guy moves a couple, a step here or there, you're not going, you're holding to see the ball go through. Once in a while, you got to take a gamble and go on contact. They have to make a good, quick throw to get Nunez out anyway.
Here's Granderson. There's a fastball.
Wasn't in the strike zone.
Count 1-1. Big run for the Yankees. Some breathing room in the ninth. 1-2. Granderson with a big home run in the 5th inning of Gio Gonzalez. Made a 3-2 game a 5-2 game for the Yankees, and Granderson's 27th home run of the year. And he cannot hold up on the breaking ball. He goes down on strike, so a nice recovery for Devine. But the Yankees get a run on 1 hit. Nobody left. We go to the 9th. Yankees lead the A's 7-4 right here on Yes.
Toyota has so many different models to choose from. You'd be surprised how easy it is to find something perfect for you. And right now is the time to shop, while selection is great and so are the deals. What you want, only better. Lease a 2011 Camry for $169 a month, or get 0% APR for a full 60 months. Plus, get $500 bonus cash when you lease or finance Camry. Toyota.
Pool is now in jam session. Rock out with Beats Audio, quad speakers, and Blu-ray at a price that will blow you away. Only on the HP DV6T. Get it at your favorite retailer or hpdirect.com.
Every cigarette is doing you damage. New research shows how tobacco smoke attacks a vital gene which protects lung cells from cancer. One damaged cell is all it takes to start lung cancer growing. Every cigarette is doing you damage. So the sooner you quit, the better you'll be.
CBS FM 101.1 with your favorite songs from the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. CBS FM 101.1, New York's greatest hits.
Hey, after the last out, stick around for the WB Mason postgame. Bob Lorenz will bring you highlights and analysis from the series finale, including scores from around baseball. Plus, Joe Girardi's press conference and Kim Jones with the reaction from the clubhouse. It's all coming up after the last out, which will be right here on Yes. Brett Gardner will come in to play defense in left field, and he takes over for Chris Dickerson, and Dickerson just moves from left to right. And he takes over for Nick Swisher. So the Yankees tighten their defense up here for the bottom or the top of the ninth inning. 7-9-1 for the Yankees, 4-11-1 for the A's. So Mariano, who came on to get the final out of the eighth, restore order. Will now try to get these final 3 outs here in the ninth. Here's Eric Sogard, 1 for 2, RBI double in the second. Walked in the fifth and fouled out to Laird in the seventh. And Sogard getting a look at really the greatest reliever of all time, Mariano Rivera. Still doing it at the age of 41. Rivera's last appearance was Wednesday in Tampa, so he's had some time off. That's why Joe elected to use him for a 4-out save. Also, this is a game you just got to feel the Yankees couldn't allow this to get away. You can't allow the A's to come in here and take a series from you. And that's not being negative toward the A's. It's just a fact. There's a ground ball to short. Nunez is there. One away, and they have to feel the same way, Paul, about the Mariners coming in and then the Orioles after that.
Yeah, this whole homestand. And if you look at it, you've got a couple weird stories about it. And you talked about the Mariners have lost 15 in a row. How long is that going to go on? And a 4-game series with a doubleheader. Very hard to sweep doubleheaders. And Baltimore, you know, is Buck Showalter coming in town. So it's not a given. You're going to go out and have to beat these teams. But these are teams that you need to beat because on paper, you're just better.
Here's Jamal Weeks. He is 0 for 4 in this game. This young man's been impressive, though. We both thought he does a nice job in the field. He's got a live bat. Plays the game hard. Former #1 draft pick, brother of Ricky Weeks of the Brewers. Looks like the A's are set at second for a while. There's a strike.
But the scouting report should be the young hitters facing Mariano. Don't go up and take pitches. The best pitch you're going to see is strike one, and then that cutter's just going to come farther and farther in. And you're going to get jammed. Good piece of hitting right there.
Base hit for Weeks. Hard to not be impressed with this kid.
See, that's that cutter. Once in a while, that's just a good approach. It looks like he's trying to take it up, trying not to pull the ball. When you start to open up and pull the ball, it gives that cutter another couple inches to break in. Trying to catch that thing out ahead before it breaks.
Here's Coco Crisp. Pitch outside. Ground ball right side and just under the glove of Cano. A base hit for Crisp, and the A's have 2 runners on and now bring the tying run to the plate.
Tying run and being Hideki Matsui has been swinging the bat as well as anybody. Coco Crisp's speed, I don't know if Robbie, as good as he is going to get him, but almost made a great play there.
Now let's look ahead to this Matsui at bat, Paul. The way he bails, I would think that the cutter is not going to affect him as much as it does other people. Wouldn't it behoove Mariano to go backdoor cutter with him, work the outside, maybe the two-seamer?
Well, he's hit a lot of balls. You'll watch his previous at-bats, those fastballs away, he's driven to left center. So I don't think that you get away from what you do. I don't care if you bail or not. The bat head still has to get to the baseball, and if it's cutting in, it can't.
He's 0 for 2 against Mariano in his career. He does go with the cutter inside. Matsui 4 for 4 and 11 for his last 20. And he's at 235. Came in hitting 223, came into the series. And he gets another base hit. He's 5 for 5. And they're going to hold the runner at third. Ricky Weeks not sent in, and now the bases are loaded. What a day for Matsui.
And if you look at a way a lefty can, that's really the only thing you can do to Mariano. This ball, you'll see it's a cutter in on his hands. Broken bat, jam shot. But if you stay through it, you have an opportunity to drive it just before the right fielder.
Last time he had a 5-hit game, he was wearing a Yankee uniform, July 22nd, 2007. So it's been 4 years. .55, 5 for 5. Here's Josh Willingham. Big moment now in the 9th inning. Yankees are leading 7-4, and the tying runs are on base. Swing and a miss. Willingham has only faced Rivera twice, 0 for 2 in his career. Pitch outside. Willingham 0 for 3 today with a walk. Grounded to short, wrapped into a 5-4-3 double play, struck out looking and walked. Jamal Weeks is at third, Coco Crisp at second, Matsui is at first. 1-1. Waved through that fastball, 1-2. With the bases loaded, Willingham has great numbers. He has 5 grand slams, hitting .324.
We talked about it, Willingham, one of the few guys other than Matsui that has power in this Oakland lineup.
Popped up. Teixeira near the stands, but he runs out of room. Yankees look like they had this game under control at 6-2, but here it is. Nail-biting time in the 9th inning. With a cleanup hitter up and the bases loaded. The 1-2. High fastball.
And tries to get that cutter up. Too high.
The 2-2. Foul back. If you're wondering how Rivera fares with the bases loaded, opponents at 250 against him with the bases loaded.
Which surprises me. That seems kind of high.
That does seem high. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Rivera deals. Line to left field. Coming on is Gardner, and he's going to play it on the hop. 1 run will score, and now it's 7-5. Yankees lead. Now Gardner was playing very deep, guarding against the extra base hit, and that's what allowed that to dunk in for a single.
Right, and when you're playing no doubles, which is what you play late in the game where a double could tie the game, it kind of takes your aggressiveness away from going in and making a shoestring catch, because you can't let this ball get by you. Look ahead. He got ahead early. Him, everything cutters, everything hard, everything's away. Ball's up. Gets a pitch out over the plate. Drives to left field again. Mariano not in this position very often. It's like he's missed with a couple cutters up high in the zone.
Well, here's David DeJesus. Now the tying run is at second base. Now you can't play no doubles. You have to play a normal defense here because you don't want a single to tie the game.
You know, I know you
DeJesus 1 for 5 against Mo. That one hit a home run.
You have to go to some, things you'd have to do. No doubles, this and that. But you can count on one hand how many times guys hit balls off the wall off Mariano. I just would try to get away from the things that you have to do because guys really don't drive the ball off Mariano. Most of them are jam shots.
Low on Ron. 2-1. 15 hits for the A's. And 5 runs, and the bases are loaded here in the 9th inning.
Question is and Mariano looks like, he's laboring a little bit. That's just, you don't see him in this position very often.
Line drive, right at Teixeira. Double play. End of the game. Yankees win 7-5, and you could put that one on the left side and take a deep breath as well. I got lucky there, Paul. You don't hit the ball that hard and usually get a double play out of it. But 25 saves in 15 consecutive seasons, and that extends his own major league record. And this one was a sweaty one, though.
Well, it was, and like I was saying, he was laboring a little bit, and you just wonder if him having to pitch that out in the 8th inning had anything to do with it. But a big break for the Yankees. Ball was hit. This ball goes down the line. You're either tied or down 1. Mark Teixeira, as he usually is, at the right place at the right time defensively.
As we mentioned, this would have been a tough one to let get away. Rivera gets the final 4 outs and turned it into a nail biter. Stick around for the post-game show to find out who's today's Chevy player of the game. So the Yankees take 2 out of 3 against the A's. Matsui comes into town, has an unbelievable series, finishing up at 5 for 5. But again, the most important thing is the Yankees ended up winning this game, and they'll take it. They'll take it any which way they can. And the guy who got the final out, Mariano Rivera, is with Kim Jones. Kim?
He is, Michael, and you're still shaking your head. Why?
Well, it's incredible how this game it goes. You think that you have control over it, and you don't. It's amazing. Throwing the ball and just finding the ways, broken bats, finding ways. So that's the game.
And that's the game when David DeJesus scalds that ball, and it ends the game because Mark Teixeira is in the right place.
That's the way it is. I changed that for a little blooper.
We don't see you too often for 4 outs anymore because David Robertson has been so good. When do you know you might get the call there, and how odd is it right now to have to come in and get Robertson?
Well, Robbie's been solid the whole year, and one of these games, we don't wish it happens, but it's going to happen. We just have to be there for them, and do your job, and I think we did that.
Well, for 15 seasons you have been there. You now have at least 25 saves in 15 seasons. What do you say when you think of your durability, your consistency, and your obviously very high level of pitching?
Well, you don't think about it, though. Because I don't. I just wanted to do the best for the team, be ready any time that they call me, and the rest just happens.
That's it.
That's it.
Check. Your list is complete. Thank you, Mariano. Michael, back to you.
Thanks, Kim. You know what, Paul? I think that's a record that won't be broken. How many times will you have a reliever be that good for 15 years in a row and have that sort of run?
Yeah, there's some records that you talk about that are hard to get just because durability comes into play, and Mariano obviously is in that record book.
He's going to be in that great hall where they watch those final 2 outs. Last time he had a 4-out save, August 21st of last year against Seattle. We'll come back, wrap it up, give out some awards. Yankees win this one 7-5.
There I was, sleeping at my desk. I was snoring so loud I woke myself up. That's exactly when I had my mattress moment. I was tossing, turning, not sleeping well. So I went to the mattress gallery at Raymore and Flanagan. Their experts helped me find the right bed for me. They even delivered it the next
It's Wednesday morning in Penrith, Australia, a suburb just outside of Sydney. Michael Ball and his fiancée, Catherine, are on their way to Michael's office.
We had that day off, and we just planned to have a pretty relaxing day. But of course, you always need to go to the office and do one or two things. We thought we'd get that out of the way and then have a pretty relaxing, peaceful day.
I only planned to be there for like half an hour, do a couple of things, and then head off and meet up with some friends.
At the same time, in the shopping district of Penrith, Andrew Leach and his parents take his 4-month-old son Hayden for a walk. Baby Hayden is the Leach's first grandchild and the pride of the whole family.
We go down into the park, just walk around, you know, sort of show him off, show your grandson off.
With her family out for a walk, Hayden's mother Belinda heads off to do errands.
I went off and did a few things. I had a doctor's appointment to go to as well. They were just sort of sitting at the bench and just getting ready to play, let Hayden see the birds. He used to like watching the birds.
Meanwhile, Michael and Catherine make their way through the busy Wednesday traffic, drawing closer to the Leaches.
There's always lots of pedestrians and cars. Obviously, it's one of the main streets of Penrith itself.
The Leach family leaves the park and turns onto High Street. That's when Andrew Leach takes his son out of the stroller.
He had a bit of a whinge, and my wife took pram, and Andrew had hold of this young bloke in his arms.
What the Leaches don't know is that just one street away, an out-of-control car bounces over the median and caroms back at the traffic. The car then sideswipes a van. Then it makes a left, turning towards High Street, just 1 block away from the Leaches. At 423 High Street, Michael and Catherine pull up to Michael's office.
I pulled up in the no standing zone, which is exactly where we are at the moment, and Michael said goodbye and he got out of the vehicle and he went to walk into the office. I just waited for a moment. I'm not sure why, actually.
At the same time, the out-of-control car runs a red light and careens down High Street.
I remember hearing some noise from down the street, just like the revving of the engine and a car getting quicker and quicker.
Michael turns and sees the Leach family.
And I remember just sort of looking towards them, and they looked around at the same time I turned around. You know, could just see that the car was coming. I didn't know whether to go into the office, to jump back out on the street. From where I was standing, I could see the car was heading straight towards me.
Andrew Leach realizes the danger too and shouts to his parents.
He apparently yelled at me. He said, "Look out." After that, I don't remember nothing.
Then, at exactly 12 p.m., an average Wednesday turns into a nightmare.
Literally, it was like an explosion. It was like a bomb had gone off. I thought somebody had planted a bomb underneath a car or underneath a garbage bin somewhere. That was the only thing I could think of was, oh my gosh, what has exploded? And I seen the car straight through the shop front and just people basically flying up in the air. And my first instinct was, you know, where's Michael?
Really, the thoughts that were running through my mind were purely, you know, get out of the way. All I can think of was, you know, jump. Luckily, I jumped in the right direction.
I could see his head pop up, sort of from out the front of my car, so I knew straight away that he was okay. Yeah, so that was good. I was very relieved.
But the Leaches aren't able to get out of the way.
The car like mounted the gutter, took out the seat, like basically just blew the seat apart, and then went up on an angle into the window where it did hit the older people, though one of them flew right up and one of them flew long ways up the street.